Hey, what's up, Amanda? I'm waiting on Josh right now. Gonna get whoever wants to come on. Sup, Brittany? I'm just waiting on Josh to join. I gave him the link to join it. How have you guys been? He got banned because, I think the Mckamey Manor Kool-Aid drinkers just mass reported him. And YouTube has an auto ban system if you get mass reported. So something I didn't get to touch on the Ron stream was so Russ in San Diego, in terms of like the legal side of it and the abuse that he was doing to people, um, he had a legal loophole with because he was having the haunt at his actual property in San Diego, and since it wasn't a business and he just accepted donations, the laws were like much different in San Diego and California state law regarding an attraction like that. So the things he did in the van, at least most of the things. I don't know everything he did in the van because I wasn't around back then. Uh, I was more around between 2010 and 2012. Um, but he, like the punching and stuff in the waiver, you consent to physical contact by the actors, but once you withdraw your consent, then they're supposed to like cut it off. And he pushed that line a couple times with some people. Um, but other than that, it he just he just had legal loopholes to get away with things in San Diego. Tomatoes. What are the tomatoes for? 1 second. Oh yeah, I know. I'm a horrible streamer. Trust me. That's why I get Josh on here. I'm not one to ramble on like Josh. The laws in California are weird in regards to how he can operate it legally. That's why he didn't ever get arrested for the physical abuse he did in the vans. A Brendan rant. I'm not one to rant. Ron has a pretty good setup. He's good at interviewing people as well. It's good that people's stories are coming out finally. I didn't know why they didn't come out earlier. I agree on that, Mac. California is kind of like weird in regards to its laws. I don't get why America has state laws and federal laws. It just screws with everything. It literally causes so much confusion. He's actually an 8-hour difference, I think, because he's in the UK. So it's 3 a.m. for him, 3:12 a.m. Um, I don't know. Maybe he might have a lawyer, but he does know what he can get away with. That's for sure. Oops. Sorry, Christina.
It's all right. I'm about I'm about to go make me some like a cup of tea. I'm craving a cup of tea because of Ron's show. Now I want tea.
British style.
A cup of tea. Yeah, you hold it like the pinky. The pinky goes out, and you hold it with the pinky going out, or whatever it goes. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you know it's funny when I drink. Sometimes I have a habit of doing that.
Well, you know what it is because my mom and dad are both English. They're both British. So I love my good old cup of tea, and I love my beans on toast as well.
I hate
So
tea, honestly.
I love
I can't
tea.
stand tea. My grandma's a tea drinker, but I'm not.
Love tea. I don't know. So, what does anybody want to talk about? Which is in the back, I guess, in the back chat or people that are watching.
We were just talking about the legal side of it because I didn't interrupt you guys on Ron's stream, like on the last subject when I was on.
I know.
About,
I was waiting for you to kind of say something because I know you were. I know me and you had talked about that a few
yeah,
days ago
I was going
about
to,
consent.
yeah, I was going to, but I just like didn't want to interrupt because it would have been rude. So I was just like, screw it, I'll just wait till like tomorrow's stream and start it off or something.
Yeah, I'm kind of tuckered out with the shows and going on them, so I'm just going to be in the background listening.
Yeah,
You know, because
that's
you could only tell your story like so many times,
yeah,
and
and then it's
it,
like out on the internet, so people can do
yeah,
their
so
research.
do their research exactly. So I can't, I can only tell my story so many times and what I went through and why why was I stupid enough to go and do it the third time for whatever.
Yeah, well, the one thing about like people still drinking the Kool-Aid, it's because we're basically up against the national media and the local news stations that are just like putting so many flawed facts about the haunt. They're showing videos from 2010 to 2012 on the news stations that people think it's like a boo haunt still, and when
Well,
it's like totally different. So they don't get the full facts. So
well,
then they
like
just assume.
the crazy thing is that all this stuff that kind of spiked Russ again and kind of flared everything up again was that during this Halloween season. And so if you look back at that video, that is going back to 2016 when he was still in San Diego. It's nothing like what he has in Tennessee. It is like trying to compare it's like trying to compare an orange to a banana. They are
Exactly.
completely damn different. And the brutality is completely different to the people that went through it in San Diego to the people that have gone through Tennessee. Now, I'm not knocking the people that went through Tennessee at all because, they had a different experience, but the two experiences are completely different. And trying to compare the San Diego people with the Tennessee who went through it, just
Yeah.
different.
Well, the news stations also don't show the bad part of Rust. They show all the good parts, and so people automatically assume he's a good person until they do their research, especially on Facebook and all the stories coming out. That's when people find out he's not sunshine and rainbows like the media portrays. So that's why people start out as a Kool-Aid drinker, and then if they do their proper research, they find out a lot more things about him that the media doesn't show.
Somebody's got a question. It says, Christina, do you think Russ tries to hide the real truth because he thinks people wouldn't come if they knew what it really was? Honestly, I think that he edits a lot of his videos and hides a lot of things where not everybody sees everything. I know with my third tour, none of that was ever let out. There's been pictures, but the video's never been let out of what he did inside the van to me, and why there's gaps of stuff I don't remember happening to me.
Yeah, he actually, I can confirm he does a shit ton of editing. He's constantly in his room on his computer. Sorry for the stutter. Editing all of the videos and all of the tours. Just he's testing better edits constantly.
So, but you're going to have some of those people that, regardless what they see, are still going to go to his haunt. You're going to have those you're going to have the people that are non-believers, and regardless, they're still going to go to the haunt, what they see and what they don't see. But
Yeah,
do I believe that he hides things with his editing? I surely damn well do.
Yeah, he hides a lot, honestly. That's why he makes sure to keep at least some of his fans still Kool-Aid drinkers. But the people that are smart enough to do research stop drinking the Kool-Aid.
Or they just get humiliated by him, or they get slandered by him,
Yeah,
and then
they
they
realize.
don't realize he's not this person what he portrays himself to be.
Yeah, exactly. There's another question.
Okay, what happened to the actors from San Diego, and did they get fired or did they leave willingly? Okay, the actors in San Diego did not get fired. They actually left on their own willingness because they were fed up on how they were treated by Russ, on how they were spoken to, how they were yelled at, and overall how they were treated. So they left Russ willingly. He never fired anybody that he claims that he said he fired, because I'm actually friends with some of those actors from San Diego, and I do occasionally hang out with some of those actors from San Diego to answer that question. And actually, some of them actually formed their own haunted house called Catharsis Horror after the whole entire Russ episode. Obviously, right now, Catharsis is not up and running because the actors all have jobs outside of the haunt. And so their jobs became too consuming, and they have families, they have another life. So Catharsis kind of went low and doesn't really have anything going on at this current stage. I don't know if they're going to ever come back up and running again, but they just have a lot of stuff on their own plate with their own normal lives going on. So that's what has happened with the actors since the day since Russ Mckamey left San Diego.
You see the new one, right?
Yeah, Amanda, this is probably being answered. However, what was the worst part of any of your Christina's visits or my tours? I would say the third. Not so much. The second tour was pretty brutal, and I got more than what I bargained for in terms of bumps, cuts, and bumps. They were pretty severe. So he went beyond what he should have. Um, but again, I got stuck in the Kool Aid, Russ Mckamey Kool Aid, and decided to go back a third time. And there were things that were discussed between Russ and myself that should have never happened, and should have never took place. But the worst part of my tour was the third time I went through it, and all I did was ride around in a van and getting the crap beat out of me, and not knowing. And there was times and there was gaps that I believe I was unconscious, and I don't remember how some of this stuff happened. So I would say that's probably the worst. That was the worst part of any of the tours that I went through at all.
1 second.
Have I ever? Okay. Have you ever thought about owning your own haunt?
You
You know
honestly
what?
did.
I know that's a really good question. As many haunts as I've gone through, and I've done, um, your typical boo haunts, which is Halloween Horror Nights at Universal and Not Scary Farm, and your backyard home haunts that they have all through the valley in California, um, to the most extreme. So I don't know. I have a really broad spectrum of different kind of experiences that I have done in the terms of haunts. So I've thought about it, um, but it's kind of difficult because you want to make something unique. You surely don't want to take the idea of another haunt that you went to. So trying to make up new ideas is very difficult because a lot of them are being done so much, and you don't want to keep on repeating the same things that somebody else has done. So I mean, I would love to and put a different twist on it that somebody else has not done before, and just put a new spin on it.
It's pretty expensive to do them.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It is quite expensive to do it. A lot of people that do these haunts really don't make a profit. They do it just for the love of doing it. A lot of it. Um,
And if they charge for the experience, it becomes a business, and they can't do a lot of what they can normally do in an extreme haunt. The boo haunts are the ones that charge money because they can't be an extreme haunt charging money. So the extreme haunts are doing it for fun, and they're spending a lot of money on it.
but if I could make a haunt where I have elephant elements of extreme, and then I can do like a mixture of boo haunts where there's an even balance, but it's fun. You're not going to sit there and worry about with massive injuries of any shape, way, or form. And you come back saying, God, I had a good time. Yeah, I got manhandled, you know, but where you never had any kind of things of major injuries. If Mckamey Manor could go back to the way it was back in 2000, 14, 2013, 2012, I really honestly think Russ would not have the negativity that he has now. When he went to that whole entire extremeness, that's what did it in for him.
I agree on that. Brandon asked, "Would you speak to a federal agent about your story if it was set up for you?"
Tell Brandon to please PM me on that.
Okay.
I don't want to answer that on national television, on natural live.
Yeah.
Have him just, Brandon, if you can send me a request and private message me about that.
And then let's see. Kaylee said, "Do you think if you could have your unedited version of your third tape, you would bring yourself to watch it?" Question mark.
Yes, I would, because I would like to know what happened.
And then Brittany said, "Do you have any concern that anything sexual related happened to you in the van when you don't remember?"
Yes, I have concerns because I would like to know what was done to me when there are points I don't remember anything that happened in the van. So that is why I would like to see the whole entire videotape of what was done to me in the van, because there are some unanswered questions that have never been answered about what happened in the van, to be honest.
And then PB Sandwich said waterboarding was legal in California in 2008. More research coming.
Well, there was
So that
definitely
answers the question.
waterboarding in 2014, 2015, and 2016.
I think it's illegal in Tennessee, but in California the laws allow it for home haunt. Because I remember him talking about that, the legality of it in person. I don't remember where I heard it, but it was. I think he was talking to one of the adult actors at the time. Um, let's see. If you guys have any more questions, comment,
Yeah.
and I'll.
I mean, I'm gonna try to answer them. I mean, if any of you guys do have questions, I'm trying to answer them best as I can. Again, I'm not. Me and Brendan are not doing this because we're trying to gain anything out of it in the terms of profit or anything of that nature. I just want people to hear my story and make them think and have them like really think if going to Mckamey Manor is really a good idea or not. I mean,
I mean,
ultimately,
there's better extreme haunts out there.
and ultimately, that person has to make that decision whether they want to do it or not. Regardless what either one of us say, they're going to go, and that's fine. But just be aware of what you're getting yourself into. In all Russ's San Diego videos, he doesn't let the contestants tell in their exit videos what the contraptions are that freaked them out so bad. Can you explain where were they? What? Sorry.
She was asking because Russ doesn't like for people to say what was in the haunt in their exit videos because he wants it to be a surprise for other contestants. Um, like in terms of, like, for example, like the eel tank, stuff like that. What did he have in the backyard of his haunt when he went through?
What he had in the back in San Diego.
Yeah.
He had. I don't know. Am I allowed to? Since I said would that interfere with the NDA? If I say what was in the back of his, because he's no longer there, so it doesn't really make a difference,
Yeah,
correct?
it shouldn't make a difference, honestly.
Okay.
He's in Tennessee.
Tennessee. Well,
And I think the non-disclosure doesn't even matter.
Matter anymore.
Yeah.
But 2014, it was mostly done where you got picked up at a location and you got taken to the back of his house. And in the back of his house, he had different rooms that were set up, different types of props. You had one of the things that you had was a cage that you laid down in, and it was being filled up with water. So it gave you the simulation that you were being drowned. You had another thing where you were being put on like a wheel and you were pinned to it while somebody was hitting you with a BB gun with pellets with paintballs at somewhat close range.
Oh God, Russ is such a like.
Um, you had another thing that I don't know if he uses it currently or not. I don't know, but a cage that you would crawl through, and it was like a maze, and you were completely blindfolded, and you had to get out. Well, in the process, when you were on top of the cage while you're crawling through, you're getting tased with electric shock.
Let's see. I'll bring up another.
So that is some of the stuff that he had going on in his backyard from 2014 up until 2015. Now in 2016, I don't know what was going on in his backyard because all I did was drive around in the back of a van around a parking lot, I think. But all I know is I was in the back of a van driving around. I never saw his backyard. I never saw warehouses. None of it because it didn't exist.
You see the
And
cable
even
one, right?
even Carol on Ron's video admitted that there was no warehouses of any nature that he supposedly said that there were warehouses that you were going to be drove to in the van.
Well, that's just his mental games that he plays with people. It a lot of the waiver is like mental games. 95% of it. The only thing you in terms of like California law that you can actually legally consent to is the physical contact by the actors, and there's no measurement of physical contact, so he can either have the actors hug you or punch you, but as soon as you withdraw the consent, then he's supposed to stop it. Which he pushed the limit on that with Christina's third one, correct?
Correct.
And then Kaylee asked, "Did you ever feel yourself come close to hurting the actors? Because obviously, if someone is hurting us, our automatic reaction is to hurt them."
No, because with me when I was going through my tours, um, the first and the second one, um, I just zoned out. And what I mean by zoning out is I put myself in a different frame set. So the manhandling and the, you know, getting punched, um, I wasn't in that mindset, if that makes any sense. I was just in a different mindset. So that stuff did it that those things which would be triggers for people to fight back, did it affect me that I would do that?
Also, a lot of people are saying the NDA is null and void because on of several factors: misspellings, not notarized nor signed by an attorney. Um, and Brendan said I will be reaching out to Christina in a day or two.
Okay. Thank you, Brandon.
Brittany asked, "Did you take a drug test after your tour to see maybe what drug exactly he gave you to make you forget?"
No, I did not. And maybe that's probably I should have. Um, I think at the time after my third tour I went through, I was more into shock
I
and
think it was shock, to be honest.
trying to decompress of everything that had happened during the tour and the treatment after the tour when I said the safe word, and it continued to keep on happening after I gave my consent for it to stop. And I just wanted to get out of there. I just wanted to be somewhere where I can decompress and get away, to be honest, because it was horrible.
Pink Dagger said the waiver and NDA is nothing but a scare tactic used by Russ, and I totally agree on that. That's what he always said. It was a part of the mind games and the movie experience for the people that would go through the haunt. At least when I was around, and I'm sure it stayed the same.
And
Um,
it kind of makes you wonder though too. And why I say this is because as much as Russ has threatened people that he's going to sue them because they've talked about their experience or talked about what has happened or his behavior, I haven't seen anybody get sued. So that's why I don't believe that NDA. That's why I believe that NDA is a scare tactic. Because as soon as you tell somebody I'm going to sue you, nobody wants to be sued. So then you're scaring them. So
Yeah,
yes, I think I do 100% believe that he uses that as a scare tactic.
yeah, he definitely uses it as like a. It's a lot of it is mind games he gets into your head, especially with the more extreme version of his haunt between 2014 and 2016. Uh, he Once you get into that someone's head, you can trick their mind into thinking that something was done to them when it's like an illusion. It's almost like you can trick someone's mind into hallucinating something if you get in their head that bad. It's like I don't know. Our minds are pretty weird on that subject, but you can put some research into that. He manipulates your mind to make the experience a lot more intense, at least to our minds. The physical part of it, the punching, like he definitely kick beat the shit out of people, but he he manipulates and construed some of the other things, especially in the waiver.
And honestly, I don't think he follows that waiver because why I say that is because in some part of the waiver, if I remember correctly, and you're allowed, I think he was saying that you can take something off the table or we're not going to do this to you. And I'm not saying which waiver, I guess it's his word when he says prior to your tour that this is going to be taken off the table and this is not going to happen. That is a complete lie.
Ashley said, I just watched Buster's second tour and I want to know how Beth made it out with all of her hair and barely touched.
I would like that same question too answered. I have no idea
I
why.
I know one thing is he typically picks on the most vulnerable that goes through the haunt in a group. If he brings a group in, he finds the most vulnerable to being screwed with.
And I can't answer that question why her hair got barely touched. But prior to the tour, talking about the hair cutting, there's a lot of accusations made that I was pissed off uh, after the tour of my hair being cut. And to be honest, I was pissed off because we had discussed about that situation prior to me going into that tour. Because at the time, when I was going through the second time, I was still a government contractor. I was still working in Kuwait at the time. So and I explained to him, I said, I can't go back to Kuwait with my hair all chopped off and all shredded to how you did it the first time. Because I got away with it the first time of not getting fired from my job. But when I came back to Kuwait after 2014, they weren't very happy. And I almost did lose my job. But I didn't, thank God. But I got written warnings, I got verbal warnings from it happening. So going prior to the second tour, I had discussed the situation with Russ, explaining to him that, this cannot happen because I have to go back to Kuwait. This is what my job is. This is what I do. And I work around the military. I work around civilians. I cannot go with my hair all chopped off and being bald. So
Yeah.
did that happen? No, it did not. So when he says he's not going to do something and it's going to be taken off the table, that is a complete damn lie. And that's why I don't believe anything that comes out of Russ's mouth of any shape, way, or form.
When he
And then this,
asks for, sorry to cut in, but when he asks for like the three fears, the your three biggest fears, he's doing that to use them against you to make your experience personal.
why did I put hair in one of my three fears the second time I went through it?
Yeah.
And I actually got, when I went back the second time and I went home with my hair goddamn completely scalped and I'm wearing a beanie cap to work every single day because I have no hair. I actually got reprimanded for that because it was not part of the dress code. And I
Oh
actually had
God.
to resign. I had to resign from my job because of that fiasco,
Wait, you had to quit your job because of it?
because of it.
Jesus. You could technically sue him for doing that. If like
So
sue him for like missed hours of work, pretty much.
So comments that have been made in the past by people saying, well, you know what, you quit because you were pissed off that your hair got cut. No, I did not. I actually quit because I was starting to have hyperthermia from being waterboarded so many times during my tour.
There's a question by Country Vixen. Do you feel like the hitting before and during your waiver signing should be of any issue as you had yet to agree to anything?
Um, I think so, because technically they should never have been doing that. I physically had not signed the waiver yet. So that was not actually consented to. If you look in the second video, I mean, I was getting slapped up across the side of my face, side of my head while I was signing the waiver.
Did you do like any screening videos like over Skype that you possibly could have consented to it before?
What, to my hair?
No, to like the whole haunt experience, the whole extreme haunt experience. Like, did he state like? Because I know he does the Skype calls and stuff to screen people. Um, did you consent to anything in the Skype call? Because then he could use that as evidence that you consented to the actors touching you before the waiver signing.
No, we didn't talk about anything about that sort of nature.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to see if
No, we did not talk about any part of that what you're mentioning in any part of Skype's conversations at any times. Not the
what
first time, the second time, or the third time.
what did he talk about in the Skype calls or whatever.
What my fears were, um, where I was flying from, um, how excited was I about coming, why am I coming, like why do you want to take my tour? Um, those were the prominent questions that were asked. I mean, again, this is kind of going back 3 years ago, and some of it's going all the way back to 5 years ago. So to be specific, what was specifically talked about, I don't remember um, all of it, like, you know, by memory. But I know some of the things that were discussed, and those were the things that I remember that was discussed during Skype conversations. Now, there was never a video. There was never So there was never an exit video done for the third video or a video even released. So I don't know anything about my third tour. I remember what I went through, and I've seen one picture where it looks like I'm in a straitjacket and I'm in the van, and he looks so eerie looking, it's scary.
Um, Conspiring Cat said them still doing stuff to her after she said the safe word and verbally withdrew consent is assault.
Okay, well, that's nice information to know because I said the safe word when I was inside the van. Now, if you look at pictures that have surfaced, I am dragged in the parking lot, and I know Brendan has seen those pictures back
Yeah,
in 2016, and there are pictures of me being dragged on the asphalt and dragged through bushes. And that was done after I had said the consent word, after I said the safe word, and I quit.
yeah, that's not right. I don't know. I mean, if he had something like secret in the waiver that he could have used, but I don't know the law on that part. I mean, I think you could get him for that, but I'm not 100% sure, at least for myself. Someone would have to do research on that.
And I can't really, to be honest, I can't really answer that question. All I know is that stuff should have stopped. The tour should have stopped, and nothing should have been done to me after I said the safe word.
Missa Fitz said, still, even if you consent to touch, bruise, and etc., you cannot consent to torture. Torture is straight up illegal. Waterboarding is illegal, period. Consent be damned.
Mhm.
One thing I have to put in on that, Missa, is that uh, the state laws can vary with that, and California kind of makes it legal. At least regarding a home haunt, and he isn't considered a business since he doesn't charge for it. Let's see. Brittany Brittany said we need Dr. Phil involved in this story. Seriously, he'll get some shit done.
Please, yes, please, Brittany.
Yeah, someone needs to
Send,
contact Dr. Phil. Who's down?
yeah, please send Dr. Phil in my direction after what this man has put me through for the last 3 years. Yes, I need Dr. Phil in my life.
Christina, call up Dr. Phil. I'm sure his website has a phone number, and you
I
can tell
know.
the story about it.
I need to, because that Kool-Aid was some lethal shit.
Yeah. Let's see.
It makes you do things that you later on regret in life that you did.
Yeah. I actually saw the Dr. Phil episode today. Oh my god, it
Oh,
was the funniest shit. It was like some like gay guy or whatever, and he's stolen a bunch of money from his family and friends just to be bad and bougie, like a bad and bougie lifestyle. Like, God, such dumbasses.
and what was Dr. Phil's conclusion on that?
He was saying that he was gonna file charges because the guy was like, "No, my family won't press charges," and and then Dr. Phil said, "I will." That was actually funny though. Um,
It'll be like Dr. Phil 2.0 from Mckamey Manor.
Ashley said, "Does Buster want to seek legal justice?"
Oh God, I don't. I'm on the fence about it, to be honest. I don't know.
I know
Part of
damn
me,
well Lori wants to.
um, I just have to see how things go, and in my what stage I am in my life. Is it worth it? Is it feasible? Is it not? There's a lot of different aspects to look at when doing something like that. So I just have to soak everything in and just think about it, because there's a lot to do. There's a lot to get brought up. There's a lot of open wounds that will get opened up, a lot of scars that will be rehashed again. So I have to just overall think about the whole entire thing and see where I'm at in my life to know whether that's something that I want to do or not. So that's kind of like the best way I can answer that question.
Someone was talking about statute of limitations expiring.
Okay. I don't know if every law is
It
different with that.
says, and
So I don't know.
I just searched up the statute of limitations on assault. It says 2 years to file an assault and battery injury civil case under California code.
Is that in civil or is that in
I think that's civil. I don't know about criminal.
criminal? Because civil, yeah, I don't know. I think there's a different. I think they have two different rules for civil and federal or criminal. I would say federal criminal. Because civil is that you're just coming after them for money, and then criminal is something completely different. So I know there are two different. Um, they fall under two different laws in the terms of that the statute of limitations.
Yeah, I think if it's Don said it depends on whether the crimes committed is a felony. Um, I think felony is longer, so it just totally depends on like what California like considers felony for assault or whatever.
Trying to
Heather said, "How about hostage?" Because after safe word is used, it's kidnapping and hostage.
I mean, if you want to look at it that way, if you look at it that way, then it technically, I would think it technically is. If you've already said the safe word and you say you're done,
He
then
definitely held you against.
then they're holding you against your will.
Yeah, that you could maybe catch him on. I don't know. You would probably have to talk to a lawyer about all of this, and then they would have to see like review the waiver or whatever to see if any of it created a loophole in California during that year.
Yeah. There's a lot of questions that need to be asked. So
It would be it'll be a tough thing, honestly, if like to catch him legally, because I assume he has a loophole somewhere.
God, it sounds like I got people falling through my ceiling. My roommate or my landlord lives right above me.
I
So
think
it sounds like, I swear to God, they're about to come through the ceiling of my room. Like it sounds like rats gnawing.
they're trying to break into your room. You didn't know,
I guess, I guess so. Soon I'll have the whole entire bed from upstairs falling through the ceiling.
and then it'll
I
show on the San Diego news.
don't know what the fuck's
Death by being crushed by a bed.
got down by a bed from above.
Yeah. falling beds from the sky, right?
Right. This is a different topic, but you know what I got? I'm so excited.
Huh.
Kudos to me. This is so awesome. Sorry, guys, I'm going off completely off like something different. But anyhow, I did. I got this raffle ticket, right?
Hmm.
And so it was a slot for 1 through 13. And I don't ever win anything. I can't even win a lottery ticket, a $1 lottery ticket.
You got
Okay,
the
I don't.
knife, right? Is this the
Yeah, I don't. I don't win nothing. So I went ahead and it was 1 through 13 slots, and you could buy up to 5 slots at like $5 each. So I went and I got 5 slots. So they did the raffle on Monday, and I got this awesome 8-inch kitchen knife, and it has Nick Castle's signature on it, and then it says Michael Myers, and then it says the shape. Well, any of you horror fans that know who Nick Castle is, he played Michael Myers in the 1978 Halloween. Um, there are 2 Michael Myers that were played in that movie. This is just a trivia thing for you guys. This is something like completely different topic. So, if you know you're a horror buff, there were 2 Michael Myers in the Halloween 1978 movie, and one of them was Nick Castle. So every single time you saw Michael Myers with his mask on, that was Nick Castle. Now, when Michael Myers got unmasked, the actor's name was Tony Moran. So he's known as the face of Michael Myers. Just this is some trivia horror for you guys. So I won this knife. So I was like, I kind of was so excited. I wanted to just get butt ass naked and go streaking out of the streets of Reseda, California. So I'm like, this is the most awesome shit. This was like better than sex, right? So it's just something that was off the topic of not talking about questions, but it was like the most raddest thing. So now I can add it to my haunt stuff, which I'm going to turn my camera around. I don't know if y'all can see my haunt stuff up there. I don't know.
show
I'll
them the
kind of,
mug?
I'll show this is all my haunt stuff, guys. Like I've done through the years. So I'm going to kind of, flip the camera. I'll flip it. So there's this cool thing. This is kind of like a tour for you guys, so you kind of see what's in my haunt case. Okay, this is my mug. They're all kind of grody. Oh my god, I'm not going to shit all over the place. Now these are like, oh my god, they're all stuck together. Now this is like a mask. This is from Catharsis Horror. I'm just kind of giving you a tour of everything that I've kind of gone through, so you know a little bit of my life. Okay, this is another mask. This is through Shock Theater when I went to in New York. Okay, this is so grody, that mask is. All this crazy stuff. I'm just dropping stuff. And like, this stuff right here is when I went to Reign of Terror, when I went to the Alone Experience. This is actually a transistor in an abandoned warehouse I was in. And then the bullet is from the gun through Misma, which is based out of Chicago. What else did I drop? Oh,
Creep
what's
is
this?
geeking about this.
I know. And then this is like a tooth that I got through. What was this? This was through a haunted house at where would I go? Oh, Midnight Scream, which
Is that
was
an
done.
actual tooth?
Yeah, this is a tooth that some haunt actor gave to me when I went to a Boo Haunt. When I went to Midnight Summer Scream in Long Beach this year. Yeah, it's actually a tooth.
Oh my god.
So that's in my haunt case. Okay, what else? Oh, this is a hurting card game. This is a mask that I went through when I went through Heretic / Obscure Horror in Oklahoma. This is another mask from Heretic.
Looking like some
Uh,
devil shit.
yeah, this is from Catharsis. This is my jar of blood through Heretic when I went through the cabin 3. Um, yeah, so that's some of my stuff, not all of it, that I kind of went through. So that kind of gives you an idea of some of my crazy stuff within my haunt world. So you guys kind of got to see like a piece of it. Some of the stuff I don't have room for everything, but that's some of my craziness that I have. And some stuff is like obviously not on my wall. Um,
Simon asks, how do you sleep in that room?
I don't know. Oh, then what else do I have? We flip it around some more for y'all. Then I have this, which is have that. That's above my bed. This is
Show
all
them the
horror
Michael
stuff.
Myers one. The one
That
that
I have
got
that.
signed.
Oh, it's in a roll. It's rolled up in a thing. So I haven't got that framed yet. So kind of like I showed y'all guys a little bit of my haunt stuff that I have in my room that's up above my shelf that stares at me every single day, and all my travels I've been all over the place. So I love my room. It's very macabre-ish, very horror related.
Oh my god,
So,
Creep said I have 13 sheep score on my apartment.
oh, tell them cool. So, and some of the stuff actually is not hung up yet. Um, so some of the stuff is not even hung up yet. It's like that's just a piece of it. But the coolest thing is some of the stuff that was given to me are all from creators from shows that I've been to, or across the pond, like to Europe. Some of the stuff I've gone to. So it's a whole bunch of different stuff, and it's even from stuff that's immersive theater, and not so much from the extreme haunts. So it's pretty cool. It's called my haunt wall.
Got your collection like Creep.
Yeah, yeah. It's very macabre. It's very. My room is very eclectic, and it's nothing but horror related stuff. And the majority of it is all shows that I've gone to that I've, like I said, that creators have given to me throughout the years. So,
The only type of thing I'd start collecting if I was a collector is like sports things that are signed by actual players.
no. No, I'll tell you what the craziest thing is until we get more questions or people ask us questions. So I'm completely off like a different topic. But I'll tell you what's crazy is when you have your maid comes in, and we have somebody that comes and cleans the house once a month. So last month, she has never ever cleaned my room. Never ever.
Yeah.
So I'm out in the kitchen and she's looking up all this horror things up on the thing because she's like, because it's covered in blood, there's a jar of blood, you know. So
Did
she
she
stood
want
there
to
for
clean it?
no, she just stood there for about 5 minutes staring at it, and she's like going like this, going like this, like, and I see her head making all these movements, and she never touched anything up there. I don't think she wanted to, but she stood there for about 5 minutes staring at all the stuff. Like, what normal person keeps a jar of blood in their room, and what kind of person keeps a mask that has blood all over it and all on the inside of it? It has a goddamn a bloody tooth in a bag, and things of that nature, and has a bullet.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, she was probably like, oh my god, what the fuck is this?
no. Well, the last place I lived, right? The lady, she went to my Facebook page and it has a lot of stuff that has to do with horror related stuff. So she thought I was a devil. She thought I was a devil worshiper, is what she thought I was.
Oh my god. I mean, I can see where she would think that, but
And I'm like, no, I'm not a devil worshiper. I just love horror so much. I love it. If I
yeah,
didn't have horror, I don't know what I would do. I wouldn't say I'd go and hurt myself or anything of that nature. I'm not that
yeah,
psychotic, but I love my haunts. It's what keeps me alive. That's what keeps me going. You
yeah.
know,
You're a haunt geek.
I'm a haunt geek. That's the exact word. And I will
Yep.
be a haunt geek until my ticker cannot do it anymore. And if I have to go around in those scooters, electric scooters, to get where I need to go,
Yeah. Once
I
you
will
reach
get
100.
around. Yeah, I might not be able to do extreme haunts anymore, but I could surely go to Boo Haunts and I can go around to the haunted houses in a goddamn electric scooter.
Yeah, that would be actually funny though.
Yeah.
I mean, my grandma tried going through the Boo haunt um, at one point when she was like 73 years old. Like when I was
So,
acting with at like Russ's haunt,
yeah.
it was actually
So
pretty funny.
you'll never get extreme haunts or haunts out of my system. Never, ever, ever.
Yep.
And I'm so gonna keep going
Till the day you die.
until the day I die.
6
Yeah.
feet under is the only thing that'll stop you.
But you know what? Even when that happens, my damn soul, my spirit will keep on going to the haunt in spirit.
Yeah, you'll be haunting the haunts
Exactly.
as a spirit.
Exactly.
No, you
As
know
a
what you'll be
spirit.
doing? You'll be haunting Russ's extreme haunt as a spirit, trying to screw with Russ and get him shut down from his haunt actually being haunted. You'll be
Beware.
the haunt.
Beware.
Yeah, you'll be the haunt of his attraction.
Be aware.
And then you'll make sure all the Kool-Aid drinkers don't go through.
Yeah. Beware. Beware.
You'll go into their dreams and like the day before that they go in and convince them not to do it.
I'll be a modern Freddy Cougar, but without. I'll go into dreams, but without killing. I'll just like you know. Yeah. But I'm glad everybody got to see what all my stuff is that's in my room. Kind of gave people a different, like, I guess a different outlook of what I have in here, like what I have, you know.
Yeah.
So, and some of the stuff like I said, I have to get framed. So I will be having some like posters from shows that the actors all signed, on my wall. So yeah, it's going to be very, very macabre-ish.
I like that word.
Macabre-ish.
Yeah, macabre. Macabre.
Macabre.
Macabre. Macabre.
Like really, the only thing I have normal in my room is a little box and it has two angels on it.
We should try to get Russell the Marine on like one of these podcasts
Yeah,
to tell his story. The one that like Russ yanked him out 9 hours in
I
just
don't know.
because
I
he thought he was gonna like get hypothermia or whatever.
did he really go 9 hours though?
Supposedly, it was like 9 hours 45 minutes from what a few people said.
Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not discredited that he did it that long. Is that based on what Russ said? Just curious.
Uh, I don't know.
Okay, because I kind of like really don't believe things that come out of Russ's mouth, to be honest.
Well, I don't think anyone does.
So when people he said had said this amount of time and
Someone
everything
said
else.
no. Russell the Marine did 6.5.
Okay.
I mean, that's still like a lot to go through.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean, he
thanks.
looked like he went through the ringer.
Well, I think everybody that went through the fucking San Diego has gone through the ringer in some shape, way, or form.
Yeah, mentally or
You
physically.
know, or both. You know, shit. You know.
Yes, creep, we know you work on the internet.
I like creep.
Yeah, creep is funny.
Creep is funny.
Creep, you wanna join the stream? I'll
Yeah,
send you an invite on Discord.
tell creep to join. We love random people on here. And we don't always talk about Mckamey Manor. We talk about other, like you just saw, we talk about other shit too.
Here, 1 second. I'll send her the link on Discord. She's one of Ron's mods
Oh,
on his
okay.
Discord. Yeah, I talked to her
Oh,
before. Join the panel, creep. I sent it.
join the panel.
Yeah,
We
join the
always like people on
podcast.
the panel. Join
Join
the
the after
podcast.
party.
I want to go. I really need to go, Jer. I need to have me a nice Jack and Coke tonight. It's like a Jack and Coke night. And it's only 8:12, so it's like quite early.
Yeah,
Well, California time.
yeah. It's 11 on the East Coast.
Yeah,
Too bad we're not East Coast people.
I know.
West Coast
California's
rules.
California's a bomb diggity.
I mean, that's why it's so expensive here.
I know.
You know, San Francisco for a 1-bedroom apartment is like $3,700 a month.
Oh, well.
That's actually
Ain't no
insane.
shit. I'd be living in my goddamn car.
I would too. There's no
My
way
shit
I
would
could.
be mobile. I'd be mobile living.
Yeah, get an RV and just park it up there somewhere.
Yeah. Shit.
Go live in the woods.
Go live in
Yeah,
the woods.
Nathaniel. California prices are insane.
Like,
You know, San Diego, the average 1-bedroom apartment is like
1,300.
right now. I think
Yeah,
it's
well, it's
1,500.
13. Well, I saw for 13, but that was in that was in Mesa, Mira Mesa.
Mira Mesa. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can find them for about 1,100 for a 1-bedroom.
Yeah.
So.
And most other places in like in the U.S. are like half of that.
Well, shit, you could go to the Midwest and go buy a 4-bedroom house for $180,000 with land. So
Oh yeah, or like a 3-bedroom in like Pennsylvania or something for like 100,000.
Yeah. So, but you know what? We pay for it because we have the beautiful weather. That's what we're
The
paying
beautiful
for.
weather, the heat is like torture here. God, we finally had rain today after like what, 4 months, 5 months?
Yeah.
5 months without rain, and we finally get it.
And I stayed home where I didn't have to deal with it, but my car got a free car wash, so
Yeah,
I was happy.
Josh and Creep is on. There we go.
Oh, there's poop.
Hey.
There's poop.
Hi, everybody.
What's
Hello.
How did you just get creep on here right now?
I know. We told her to come in. We're like, come on in. We need more people. We want people.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm currently in Jamaica right now on vacation, and I tuned into this after party. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of lit because I follow you on Instagram, and like your Jamaica vacation kind of seems fucking lit. Why are you on Facebook right now?
Yeah, it's lit, but like my whole family is exhausted because we were in the sun all day. I'm like really sunburnt, so we're just kind of chilling, you know, smoking our plant matter and just relaxing.
Plant matter.
I feels you on that.
But yeah, Christina, I couldn't help myself to like geek out on your stuff. By the way, like,
That's
sorry to
fine.
cut you off, Josh. I'm like also half drunk, so you guys just gotta like. You know,
It's okay. I'm gonna be starting that way after this is all over. So we're heading in that. We are honestly
we're all
heading in
the
that
same
direction.
Boat. Perfect.
This is why this is the after party. The war bun is down, but we are ready to have fun.
You
So,
need to go
yeah.
like this. Go like this so you can do I Dream of Jeannie. That
Can I
would
do
be
this
the real
helicopter?
There you go.
Swing it around.
So great. What's up? Like, we've never lived with you before. Tell us who you are. Tell us how wonderful of a fucking person that you are.
Aw,
Tell
thank
us.
you so
Everyone's
much.
asking
I'm
about
so-
Trent, Josh.
Oh, I was gonna say, Josh, answer that. That's way more important.
Yeah,
No,
everyone's like
no,
wondering about
no.
Trent.
Pete first. She's here. We don't know how to have her
Hi.
again.
So, just in case nobody knows who I am, I'm a staff member at the Surviving Life channel, and I love my little community. I don't know how to see any of the chat, so I don't know what any of you guys are saying. But I'm also an independent adult content creator, and we'll just put that at that. And yeah, if you check out my Instagram, you'll know a little bit more about me. But for the most part, I'm just a huge horror nerd. And yeah, just like taking pictures and just creating really creepy, scary stuff. So like that's why I'm obsessed with all your stuff, Christina. This has been freaking awesome, and that's why I got into this whole Mckamey Manor stuff, because I honestly wanted to do the haunt for a really long time. And then I found out that it's not really a haunt. So we'll leave it at that.
But would you do an extreme haunt, like, okay, like knowing what Christina Buster went through and knowing what Laura B went through, like the physical abuse and like what they look like coming out of their haunt? Like, obviously you're pretty, like you make your money off, taking pictures and videos. Like, it's not fun. Like,
no, absolutely not. And if I had gone into this experience knowing that my safe word, or knowing that whatever I told this person I didn't want to do still would happen, I would not be happy. There would definitely be a traumatic experience. Yeah, it's not what I want. I want to go to a safe place where I know my hair's not going to get chopped off, and I'm not going to leave with like a million bruises, because I do work as a model and I do work using my face. So that would just be fucking terrible.
I can imagine Creep kicking Russ in the nuts if he did any of that.
First of all, I would probably flip, but like I have my own survivor story that like I will eventually share on the channel in my own time. But I do not blame anyone for having any kind of like will not to fight back in that moment, or not to say anything, or like I don't know. It's just I totally sympathize with every single survivor in the story. You guys are so amazing and so strong and so brave for coming out and even doing this. Like Christina, I've watched your tour, and like, damn girl, you are a warrior goddess. Like literally a warrior goddess. Like I can't even believe it. Like every time I see you, I'm like, holy shit. Some of the stuff they put you through, like I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you're strong enough to stand like right now and talk about it like to this day. So, like,
to be honest, it's not the most easiest, because it's opened up a lot of wounds and it's opened up a lot of scars that I don't like rehash. But in the other same token is that it kind of needs to come out again to maybe make people aware that the rest is not this person that you all think that he is.
Mm-hmm.
He is not. And once he uses you and he gets what he wants, you're disposable.
It's freaking crazy.
So he's made my life a living hell for 3 years. 3 years he's made my life a living hell. And hate mails from his people, and but then on the other side, the other flip of the coin, I've had some really good supporters that have actually really supported and been there if I need anybody to talk to, which has been absolutely phenomenal from people. But then you have the other people that just want to keep on messaging you, is because you don't know, they say that they're there for you, but you really don't know what their intentions are.
Yeah.
So I've been dealing with that for 3 years. So, it's hasn't been the most easiest thing. It's that people need to know how what he is really, really like. He's not this person that he portrays himself to be, and people need to be aware. And if we're all adults in a way that, we can make our own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And people are not going to listen what I have to say. Other people that have gone through it, physical pictures, and they're still going to go through to it regardless. But maybe if like I've said in the past, if I can push that one person over the edge where they honestly take everything into account and say, I don't want to do this, All they have to do is reach out to me. I give them such other better haunts to go to. I've traveled all over the world going to different experiences.
Which
And
is something
I
I wanted to talk to you about because I definitely want to do some of those, girl.
yeah. Well, you should try to go to Cracked in the UK in April.
Oh, and what's that one? I've never heard of that one before. Like, I guess I saw a question actually in here, and I might as well ask you: do you have any like recommendations for haunts that are like really good just around the world in general, or like the top experience that you've had in terms of like a terror experience?
Um, I would actually say the top, like I have ones that are stateside, and then I have ones that are overseas. So the ones overseas, I would say, are Cracked, which is it's psychological and it is physical, and you are going to have bumps, cuts, and bruises, but you're not going to come out where it's going to go beyond that.
Yeah.
I mean, they set limitations, and
Well,
they
I'm
are
okay with
very
some cuts and
conscious.
bruises and stuff like that, but as long as they
But
set limitations, yeah. Sorry to
they
interrupt.
have limitations, and they are very strong about safety. So that is a really, really good one to go to.
Perfect. Safety is the
This is
number
good.
one concern, obviously.
Then you have Brutality Haunted House, which is in Switzerland. That's a very good one too, but they haven't had a show in the last few years, so I don't know exactly what's going on with them. Those
Mm-hmm.
are my overseas ones. Stateside, I would say MISMA is pretty good, and that is based out of Chicago, Illinois. And that is where it's immersive,
Ooh.
but you are involved within the story,
Oh, I
and
like that a lot. Ooh.
there are some extreme elements that are within it. So they usually have shows off and on during the season, during the
Mm.
year, which will be next year. That's one that's really, really good. You have another one that's based out of Illinois called the Fear Experiment, and
Ooh, I've never heard of that.
every year they change them. So there are going to be different themes every year. Um, that's a really, really good one. And those are more to me are the more immersive, but slash extreme. Now, if you want to do extreme, you have what's called the victim experience, which is done through Frequently Brothers. And that one is very brutal. I would say that's probably one of the top brutal ones.
Yeah.
And then
And in
you
terms
have
of
Hair.
brutality, in terms of brutality, are you just meaning like when you leave, you have the most like bumps, bruises, cuts, or just
I
while you're experiencing it, it's the most intense in terms of fear?
Yes, I would say that with victim experience.
Okay.
Not so much with MISMA or the Fear Experiment, but they are ones that I would, if you were ever trying to get into extreme or in slash immersive,
Mm-hmm.
those are the ones that I would kind of recommend getting into to
Okay.
know whether you like the extreme elements within it,
Yeah.
because not everybody can do the extreme elements. Maybe they
Yes.
just like the immersive part of it. So I would suggest those. And then if you wanted to do something, the most extreme thing I would think of that I've done personally, I haven't done other ones just yet. Is she still there?
I think
Lost her.
she must have
Hit
disconnected.
some disconnected. I don't know. We lost her.
We
But
lost both
anyhow,
Josh and her.
we lost Josh too. I don't know what Josh. Maybe it was a helicopter propeller thing going like this
Yeah,
and knocked him
causing
silly.
technical issues.
Yeah, and knocked him silly. But yeah, and if you ever want to do an extreme experience, I would say the victim experience is one of the ones that is pretty brutal. But I wouldn't recommend that being your first extreme haunt if you've never done extreme haunts before.
Yeah. 1 second, I'm typing a message on
But
Facebook.
but they haven't. Franklin Brothers hasn't done anything in the last 2 years, so hopefully maybe they have something. They haven't done anything since 2016, so hopefully they come back and next year and do it. Hopefully. Oh, where the hell did Josh go? He lost it.
I have no
Oh.
clue, honestly.
I don't know. We lost. We just Akers kind of said leave.
They
What's
probably
up with
both have
y'all?
bad connection.
Yeah, well, she's in Jamaica, so we just have to put Josh. He's gonna get. We just have to put him in timeout. He's in trouble. He has to go to timeout corner. He's in trouble for leaving us. That was not cool. You left us.
Yeah. Jamaica.
And to let you know, this Pepsi, whatever, I can't get it right. This Pepsi Zero is the most nastiest tasting crap I have never had in my life.
God, I hate Pepsi. I
I've
can't
never had
stand
this
it.
Diet Pepsi caffeine free, and it's the most awful tasting crap I've ever had in my life.
I got bangs. Wait,
No, no, I'll take your bang over this.
wait. And then I got this one. Got green, blue, and red. Yeah, I like bangs. I'm addicted to them right now.
I wish I would have known that because they were giving them away free yesterday. I could have grabbed some for you. They were giving cans of it. They had distributors that were at the gas station, and they were giving those away for free.
What?
If I would have known, I would have grabbed some for you. But I didn't know you were winning. I didn't know you drank those.
Yeah, I drink them a lot. I have like 6 cans on my desk right now.
But after this live feed, time to go to the liquor store.
Get drunk off your
Get
rocker.
drunk. I can get drunk off my rocker. I ain't going nowhere after that. I'll stay in my room.
What do you usually drink?
Jack and Coke.
Hey, wait, Jack and Coke.
I love Jack and Coke.
I'm underage, but I personally like my vodka. Don't say anything. My grandma was like, "Oh," and she's in the same room.
You meant to say. You didn't mean to say that. You meant to say.
No, I said vodka. It's a game.
Oh, yeah. You meant to say. But you meant to say. Is that how you mix with it?
No one heard anything, guys. The 53 viewers watching didn't hear anything.
No. You meant to say Red Bull. That's what it was. I heard you say Red Bull.
Yeah. I like my
It was
energy
Red Bull.
drinks. Red Bull.
Yeah. Red Bull.
Yeah, Red Bull and Jaeger. Bombs away, right?
Yes, bombs away. Oh God.
Josh, I guess, said he had to go. I don't know.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna get on Josh's case, but I see him when I
Miss,
talk
my
to him.
ID says 22. She asked how old I was.
Tell him, Brendan. Tell him.
Shh. 53 now, but 1K by tomorrow.
I told him.
No, it wasn't in 2013. I was born in 2000, so each year is my age, basically. Just look at the year and you know my age. So
We know it starts with a 1.
yeah, technically. But the stores don't know that, you know.
Well.
I got some charm to me. See, I got this thing going for me, so they don't card me, you know.
He got the peach fuzz going.
Yeah, I got the peach fuzz. It's okay. If you saw my brother and he's a year younger than me, you would think he would be like 30 years old with his mountain beard. It was actually hilarious.
He probably looks like one of those Alaskan bush people, outback bush people.
Yeah, he has a full-on neck beard. Like, it's crazy. He doesn't have the beard on the cheeks yet, but he has like a full beard like that.
When did you stop growing from this point up?
And Heather, I'm 19. I turned 19 on the 12th of November. So 8 days ago. Yeah, he got that neck beard growing, Nathaniel. I wish I had that. would
God.
It would like make me look more of a man because I have these like chubby cheeks. It's okay if I lost some weight in my face, I would look more like manly, you know.
Look. What did she say?
She's asking if there's any food. You
I
wanna
love your
you wanna say hi on stream?
I love your grandma. She has like these one-liners.
Yeah, she has the best sense of like humor. Yeah, that's a word. Best sense of humor. I blinked right there. Uh, alcohol poisoning is a bitch. Thank God I haven't had that.
Why I am sticky. I'm not going to ask why that person's username is why I am sticky. Because that sounds
I
really
think I know
gross and
why.
sounds really perverted.
I think I know why. Nah, my grandma's chill.
Because
It's
if you
okay.
were in a completely different state of mind and you had been drinking, that username just sounds so not right.
Yeah. Why am I sticky? Nana, why am I sticky?
I said I don't like to drink.
No, I'm asking why am I sticky? Can you answer that?
Why are you sticky?
Yeah, why am I sticky?
I have no idea why.
I don't know. It's someone's username on YouTube. I just want to see what she would answer to that.
Mine is
It's time for you to get a watch. 8:30.
have another the watches that wasn't given away, like my clothes. Big reference to that, I guess
The Truthers Reborn is on right now.
Oh, Josh is on. Oh no, it might not be Josh. It might be like one of the mods.
Someone else, or just someone named that. Honestly,
That's true. Oh my god. Oh.
it's okay. I'm a responsible person when it comes to the drinking. Don't worry. I don't get shit-faced drunk. And I'm not one to do stupid shit either.
do all that sober.
My grandma said you could do all that sober. Yeah, believe it or not, I'm a responsible teenager, which is rare in this day and age. Now, my friends would drink and then go like drive drunk, but that's not me.
That's pretty like your dad.
Yeah, I love you so much, Nina.
I guess we have no more. That's good. We haven't had any Mckamey Manor questions in a minute.
Yeah, that's good. We finally got off that topic.
Yeah.
I think the topic's starting to die out 20 days after Halloween.
Yeah. Somewhat. Somewhat.
Scorpio gang, Amanda. Don, I'm a deep thinker, so that's why I don't do dumb shit. I think before I act, unlike most people. At least my age.
And I have like the worst score. I have the worst horoscope. Like I don't even like mine's Cancer. The fucking
So you have cancer, or are you cancer in general?
no, it's the thing is it's like it is a crab.
A
Like
crab.
a
So
crab. It's like
you're a crabby cancer person.
yeah. Like I couldn't have any other horoscope. I had to have Cancer the crab.
my my dad's a cancer.
Yeah, well, crabs.
No.
Front door.
Uh-uh.
You should open the door and listen.
I'm a July 12th baby.
A J-O-B.
God.
What is she doing? What is she
No,
doing?
she's saying, "Have you opened the front door?" A job. Because I'm still trying to find out what I want to do.
Oh, you're one of those undecisive 18-year-olds.
Yeah. Well, I think I want to get an IT tech certificate temporarily, so I'm putting research into what community college I should go to for that.
They have a lot.
So I can get a certificate in that and get a job pretty fast in that. Because I don't want to just like settle for some minimum wage job, because in San Diego that's like completely useless. Okay, but I don't eat fast food, so
Technically, and to survive in California, you have to have a job where you make at least almost $30 an hour.
oh yeah, I know.
Because
That's
the
why
cost
I'm
of
gonna go
living here.
into some computer shit.
So I'm just lucky with my VA disability, and when I make at my job being a government contractor, I make about that much. So I'm good.
Yeah, I mean contractors probably make bank, somewhat bank.
Somewhat bank. We survive. You really only make your money as a government contractor is if you go overseas. Really, stateside, you don't really make as much as you do if you go stateside, because overseas you don't pay taxes on your money.
My grandma said hello.
Oh, tell her I said hello.
Wait, 1 second. There she is in the background.
Oh, I see her. Tell her
Yeah.
hello.
She said hello. She's like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, okay.
Good answer.
Oh, God.
Colorado is not cheap. What? Oh my! If that's Colorado. That is not cheap. I don't know what Cole stands for, but I assume that's what you mean.
CO is Colorado.
COL.
Oh, I don't know. That's probably talking about Colorado.
Yeah.
Maybe Colorado.
Well, everyone's moving from California to Colorado, so the prices are huge right now.
I don't know. A good place to go live is cheap as Idaho. Everybody from California is moving to Idaho.
Idaho. Yeah, they're all hoes. That's why they're moving.
Oh, I don't know about all that. I know there's a bunch of cows.
Well, the state
cows
is
and
named
horses.
Idaho for a reason. You're saying I am the hoe.
Well,
right?
I'm not going to be called that if I ever move to Idaho.
Idaho. God. Sorry, I just gotta have some fun with that name, you know?
If anybody wants to put up an extreme haunt in Idaho, they don't have a lot of haunts in Idaho.
I mean, yeah, because it's the middle of nowhere. They have no.
Yeah, they don't really have a lot. I went to one called Equilum, and that's actually a really awesome one. If you kind of like boo haunts, because they don't have no like physical contact. The actors just come out and scare the shit out of you. But what's so cool about this one, and it's in Idaho. I can't forget what part of Idaho it's in, but it's on my Instagram. I took a picture of it, and it's this one haunt is the most awesome like boo haunt. It's an old abandoned. It's not an abandoned building, but it used to be. It's this 100-year-old building, right? So, and it's 3 stories. So you go through these different stories of the building, and each story has like a theme. Well, this building is so old. Obviously, it being that old, it's going to have ghosts or spirits that actually are full-time residents in this building. So you might get in contact with a spirit that lives in this building, which is pretty cool. But you have like the first floor is you have where, and I'm sure every year they change the theme of each floor. But like last year, it was one floor was nothing that had like a clown theme. You had another floor that was nothing but blackout. So you had to feel, I mean, it was completely pitch black. So you had to kind of feel your way around to get through the 3rd floor. You didn't have no glow stick. You didn't have diddly squat. You were absolutely filling the walls to try to get out of this place, out of the floor. And then the 3rd floor was something completely different. But it was the most coolest thing. So if you ever go to Idaho, go check out that Buhan. It's called Requiem. Yeah.
It's a boo haunt.
Yeah, it's a Buhan. There's no extreme, like you might get squirted with water.
Ooh, that sounds.
But there's no extreme elements where you're getting like pushed or you're getting gagged or you're getting tied up or anything.
Damn, some bondage shit, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's no bondage. It's just the actors come out and like scare the hell out of you.
Yeah.
But it's like a really, really cool one to go to. And because the atmosphere that it being a 100-year-old building, so it's really old and creepy.
Yeah.
So
I don't even know what people are talking about on the YouTube thing now.
I don't know what we're just talking about random crap now. That's all we're talking about. Because nobody's asking her a question, so I'm just talking about random crap is what I'm talking about, and just doing a tour of my room on video.
We gotta keep on talking about random shit, right?
Yeah.
It's fun.
I just kind of wish stuff was going on, like in the terms of like horror stuff. Really, there's nothing going on.
Drama,
Like, well, the only thing that's really going on is in California. And well, you have some stuff that's coming up, but in the terms of any kind of extreme ones, you have Black 4 Mask in California, and that's really about it in California. In the terms of that,
you know what we can talk about?
What?
Politics.
Oh my God!
Let's talk about some politics.
Are you okay? The first question is: are you a Trump supporter or a non-Trump supporter?
Neutral.
Okay.
I actually don't like any politicians, to be honest. They're all fucking liars. They just say what you want to hear, and then they get elected and do the complete opposite.
Do you think Bush or not Bush? Do you think Trump's going to get impeached?
Honestly, probably not. The Democrats are probably like gonna fail ultimately.
I don't think so either. I almost think we have Trump for another 4 years, and I don't know if that would be a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Democrats and the media is just blowing everything out of proportion. It's the media driving all the like crazy shit about Trump.
Yeah, I know.
It just depends on like the news source that you watch, to be honest, because the different news sources are like one-sided towards Democrat or Republican. Like, I know Fox is completely Republican, and people that watch Fox are like all about Republican, and then CBS, NBC, shit like that, they're
Well,
Democrat.
fake news.
Yeah, they're all fake news.
Fake news. Remember, it's fake news.
No, it's more like biased news. They misconstrued facts, so it like benefits their side of the equation.
Oh God, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow? Because politics is just a really boring subject to even talk about.
That
It's
is
like
Carol is channeling through Christina. We should get
Who?
Carol on here sometime.
Carol. What? Carol was what?
No, Simon said Carol is channeling through Christina.
I'll go like this. I'll make sure I go like this. Now my eyes are rolling in the back of my head.
I haven't talked to Carol like in years.
I don't
'Cause,
know. I haven't talked to Carol's, and I haven't talked to her in like 3 years.
after
Even
the
after.
whole fiasco with me and my friend or whatever, um, like I got blocked by her on Facebook, I think, because
No, I haven't.
her
I mean,
Facebook
she has.
shut up for me.
I don't know. I mean, I have questions I would love to ask her about a certain incident that happened, but and I wish that she would reach out to me because I would like it answered, and maybe I can have closure to that one question because
Yeah.
it will solve a lot of things that need to be answered
Tell
on
Josh to
my
try to get her on here.
on my behalf. Well, you know what? It's really, to be honest, I would have to ask her that, like, in private, because it is kind of it could be a sensitive issue if it actually happened, because
Yeah.
I don't know if it really happened or not. I'm only going off what Russ said
Here, one
that it
second.
did,
I'll
and
be
then
right back.
obvious. Oh, okay.
I just gotta go to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back.
Oh, you gotta take a pee break, like Ron says. And for a minute, we are on pause because he's going to go take a break. If I had elevator music, I'd be playing elevator music for you all, but I have no elevator music to play for you. Well, if he doesn't come back in a reasonable amount of time, then we can assume that he fell in the toilet. Oh. Oh.
Sorry, I had to help my grandma up from the bed.
Oh, no worries.
The bed's basically on the ground, and she would have to do a deep squat, which she can't. So, what are your plans for Thanksgiving?
I am actually going to Palmdale to go spend time with my aunt and my uncle and my cousin. That's what I'm doing. But I'm technically tomorrow, and I don't know if I am or not. I'm supposed to go to Knott's Berry Farm to go do the because they're opening the park for people that are season pass holders. So
Uh-huh.
we get to go into the park from 7 to 11 o'clock at night and get to see the park for Christmas before they allow the general public to see the park, which will be on the 22nd.
What's your favorite ride there?
It's always going to be Montezuma's Revenge.
Okay, so I'm like
Always.
I'm not like the biggest fan of big roller coasters, but I'm like down to go on most of them, but some are just like too scary for me. So anyway, Accelerator.
Oh, I love that ride.
Okay, so I did not want to go on it, right? And I went with my sister and my 9-year-old nephew, which is her son. And her son wanted to go on it last, right? And I usually hang out with my sister a lot, so she blackmailed me saying, if you don't go on it with us, I'll never ever hang out with you again. Like we won't go places together anymore. So I believed her, so I went on it. Oh my god, the like buckles gave me thigh cramps. So like my thigh was cramping from the like tightness of the thing that goes on you or whatever, the safety thing. But man, that ride was insane. I closed my eyes going up the like thing. I was like,
I,
fuck that.
I can't do the wooden roller coaster because it feels like your
That's my favorite.
spleen. Oh no, it feels like your spleen is going to separate from your body.
That's my
That
favorite.
thing is so damn rough.
That is literally my favorite.
I don't know. That is damn too rough. If you're gonna have a wooden, okay, if you're going to have a wooden roller coaster, you need to have like you do like at Six Flags, and with Colossus. You remember how it burnt down, and then they rebuilt it,
Yeah,
and they
I went
call
on
it,
both, I think.
and they call I don't know what they call it now. The Colossus
It's
or the
called
Colossus.
It's called Twisted Colossus.
Okay, Twisted Colossus, because now they have wood. They don't have wooden tracks or whatever they had before. They have like the metal tracks, so the ride is so much smoother
Nathaniel said
than
two roller
the
coasters
other
on
one in Knott's Berry Farm. Oh, somebody said do roller coasters on acid.
I honestly would have such a bad trip because when I do that shit, I don't like going out in public.
So I wonder how it would be if you did it when you were on LSD.
Oh my god! If
Not
you
saying I would do it. Anybody in this chat, not saying I would do it because I wouldn't, but I'd just be I would be interesting.
if you're an anxiety-ridden person like myself, like I cannot do that shit in public. Someone would throw off my energy by saying something around me, and I would hear it, and I'd be like, it turned into a bad trip. Like I have to take a Xanax when I do that shit.
You ever wonder why? And this is one of the questions. You ever wonder why when you go to Knott's Berry Farm or you go to Six Flags, why the hell you go on a water ride where you get and it's winter time and you're sopping soaking wet when you get off the ride, and it's not like you can dry or anything, and you're absolutely freezing cold. I've never understood that. Why do you go on a wet ride and it's the middle of damn December or the middle of damn January and it's freezing cold outside?
Yeah. You should bring a towel if you're gonna do that shit.
Well, let's go on the fucking log ride when it's about 40 degrees fuck outside.
Go on a log ride in -degree weather. That would be insane.
I'm like, I'm like, you go on your goddamn stuff. I'll be over at the Panda Express eating some Chinese food while you go on that ride. Huh.
Okay, so like a couple weeks ago, I was on that shit that we were talking about earlier. You know what I realized when my two friends and me were watching Family Guy and Rick and Morty on the TV.
What, while you were on acid or while you were on L?
Yeah, we were all on that, and they were watching like Family Guy, and I was just like, I'm a deep thinker, so when I was like, I just realized how like the biggest addiction there is technology and screens in general. Like we're all just like zombied into our screens, whether it's phone, TV, or computer, um, or whatever else screen there is. It's like it's crazy how sucked in like how sucked in we are to it.
You know what I need to watch tonight while I have my alcoholic beverage? I need to watch it.
Alcoholic
I need to
beverage.
my alcoholic beverage. I
Yeah.
need to watch. Well, I need to watch the rest of my American Horror Story 1984 because I'm about 4 or 5 shows. The season's already ended for it, but I'm about 4 or 5 shows behind. So
Simon
maybe
said,
I'll watch. Oh, what
"Oh
did
my."
Simon say?
Yeah, he said LSD makes you realize that LCD is evil. It's so true though. Like we're sucked into it, and it makes us like so non-social. We're all just like
I never
sucked into our
ever.
phones,
I've
like typing around people. Like we
I
don't even
never
talk.
did LSD in my life, but my ex-boyfriend, he did LSD, and he would always go to rave parties, and he'd come back like all high on LSD. It was so funny because you could go like this to him, fuck with him, doing this kind of thing, and like that kind of. So it was actually, and you know what? Having sex with him was like absolutely amazing when he was on LSD.
Okay, no, you know what you gotta do if your brain can handle it. You gotta do Molly or MDMA and have sex on that.
Now, guys, this is a random shit we talk about on this live stream.
It's a mix of random shit and Mckamey Manor. The title's construed somewhat. Okay,
Oh,
no,
God.
so I actually did Molly one time when I was like 14 or some shit. I swear, I think it was laced with some shit, because ever since that, my perspective and like my brain chemicals have been like off in a way from when I was a child. I don't know. Yeah. Well, I'm only 19 now, Brittany, so you know teenagers do shit. I mean,
I don't know.
everyone's
It's
done
been
shit
so
as
long since I've
teenagers.
been a teenager. It's hard to remember going back 30 years.
Well, every teenager like experiments with that shit. Like, let's be honest. Like, I'm not gonna lie about what I've done. I mean, and to be honest, I think like the American government has a lot of like in terms of psychedelics. I think they have those banned because it's literally the truth drug.
The truth serum.
Yeah, it's literally truth serum. I swear on my life. If you're a deep thinker, it's literally truth serum. Downright truth serum. And the Netherlands has like all that shit legal, and they actually have measures to make sure people do it safely. Oh, well, I mean, DMT's super strong, so if your brain like is sensitive to it with anxiety and stuff, it can really turn into a bad trip. But I don't know. I think DMT, because that's like that shit's released when you're having a near-death experience. So I think you kind of see see other dimensions and stuff, like actual dimensions. Because we're only on the 3D plane. We can't see 4D, 5D, 6D. We don't know what's past 3D. So Yeah, exactly, Simon. You gotta have that experience. Here, 1 second. I'll be right back.
Simon's like, kids don't go to Mckamey Manor, do
Like
DMT
30
instead.
seconds.
Okay. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm back. I had to pick up my grandma again so
Oh.
she can make it back to the bed.
Hmm. Don't go to Katie Manor. Just do DMT instead.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I don't think I'd have a good trip on DMT even if I took Xanax, because I took like 3.5 grams of shrooms the other day, and my friend came out of the bathroom. He was in the bathroom for 15 minutes smoking oxy, and he was just super irritated, and he like cussed at me for wanting to go to the bathroom. And as soon as he did that, my energy was so thrown off on the come up that I like had such a bad trip. It was horrible. I thought I was like literally dying. Oh my god. I literally hate when that shit happens.
Ronnie, are you awake?
She's
She said, "Ronnie, are you awake?" Which is her son, which is my uncle, 60 years old. Yeah, so my friend had I think it was Seroquel, and it wasn't a big enough dose, so I was like still awake. But my body, like, I could only move my body for a second, but my body was so exhausted on the Seroquel that I couldn't even move. So I was in a comatose state, but still awake. Because they tried ending my trip with the Seroquel to make me go to sleep. Oh my god. Fun times.
not in the grandma's there.
Sorry, my uncle's like, "Where's the soda?" Trust me, when you have 5 people in a 2-bedroom apartment, like, you're gonna have this shit happen. So
I don't know. Well, you could have it too when you're renting a room and you got like, yeah, it's the same effect, but you're like, pieces out, bitch, because I'll be moving soon. I can't say that loud because like somewhat echoes through the house,
yeah,
and they don't know this is about to happen. So
yeah, yeah. I'm probably never gonna do something as hard as DMT though. That's kind of like sketch for me.
mm.
My grandma said you're gonna ruin your mind. I'm not.
What happened to the bottle of soda?
Psychedelics have never killed someone, so
It's not
I heard sure.
never mind. I guess just hand me a bottle out of warm. Somebody must have taken it and put it somewhere.
oh my god, this is some comedy
There's
shit.
no more soda in the cupboard.
Grandma in the background.
Nope,
None in the cupboard either.
nope, none in the cupboard.
Back in here. I can't walk. Yeah, there's no soda at all. I don't know.
There is, God,
Where is it?
holy shit. Oh my god.
Never mind, Ron. I'll just.
I got like 4 soda addicts, and they like suck up the soda liters like crazy.
I'm hungry. And you never brought me those Ritz crackers that you had.
You hear this shit?
I can hear it in the background.
Like,
Yeah, I said I did.
they're arguing about crackers.
I'm hungry. I'll eat crackers.
Oh my god.
I can't believe that whole soda.
This is some actual comedy. Yeah, liter of sodas. They suck them up like crazy.
Well, who could have been?
I don't know, Grandpa. She just called her husband a pig. Look at this shit. This is this is like the typical family argument, you know?
Oh, they was arguing about crackers.
They're arguing about Cheez-Its.
Are you gonna eat some tonight? I just want some. I'm hungry.
Okay, eat it then. Jesus.
I didn't realize when I came home I had to beg for food.
Can like
Well, who ate 'em?
someone give me a face palm, please?
I didn't eat 'em.
Yeah, I should get my grandma on here sometime if she wants to.
I'll have water and cheese for dinner.
You guys would love her sense of humor, though. She's about to turn 83, and she has like the craziest sense of humor. 83. Okay, relax. You guys suck up all the soda. My uncle's like, fuck.
What to the soda or to the cheese crackers?
About the soda. This is your guys' entertainment for the night, okay? It's like a TV show. TV show 101. Okay, who's making popcorn right now? I gotta know who's making popcorn right now. Like, people are probably like making some popcorn for this movie.
I don't know. I'm about to go make a corn dog.
Corn dogs.
Corn dog. Actually, you guys are gonna follow me to the kitchen while I make a corn dog.
Okay, make that corn dog.
That's how that's gonna roll.
I like corn dogs.
Do you have any?
No. Christina's making a corn dog, though.
How far does she live? Does she want company?
My grandma asked, how far do you live? Does she want company? Because she wants a corn dog. Make one for my grandma and I'll pick it up.
Okay, I will.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'll give her $5. Fast food style.
I'm hungry. I'm so hungry.
Hey, Nana, they want you on the show putting Russ in his hole. Putting Russ in his place, basically. Here, wait. Nana, sit in this chair right now.
No, I don't want to sit there.
Come on.
So we can get each bag of
I'll get her on the stream eventually. If it's not tonight, I will like next stream or something. You'll love what she says. She's the leader of the roost.
Oh my god, I almost just like dropped that. Oh shit. This wheeze, like, this hot dog's about to explode. Oh,
And
holy
everyone's like saying some funny shit about you. Someone said You're the best in the show. Someone said Grandma's boy. Someone said you rock, Grandma. Someone said, Mama, you'll be the first winner of the $20,000 that Russ is offering to complete the haunt.
So I was, no, the first step that crossed my head, words back in the and I couldn't
Nathaniel said, so I mean, what's it like being old? It's got to be weird, right? I mean, you saw a lot of stuff go down. World War One, World War Two, the automobile, Tupac. I mean,
That's-
dot.
That's some fucked up shit.
Well, yeah, she was born 1936, so
Oh my god, I wasn't even thought of.
yeah, and neither was I. I was born 2000.
Well, my mom and dad, Jesus, my mom and dad were even thought of. My mom and dad wasn't born. My dad wasn't born until 1945. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, she's been through a lot, as you know. Nana, someone asked Grandma, what was it like when they discovered fire?
Oh god, that's messed up. Does that look like so when I was talking about the weenie?
No, people are the kind that
My weenie exploded.
She is Simon. She just said, "What a dumbass."
Does that look like a deformed weenie? Like it completely busted, see?
Oh my god, that looks like fucking the white shit on the side.
No, that's honey mustard. That is
Okay,
not
well,
a
that
white
honey
shell.
mustard looks like some fucking, you know.
It's not. It's actually a corn dog, people. Get your sick minds out of the gutter.
Okay.
But it
I pulled my
exploded.
sick mind
It
out of the
exploded. It exploded.
gutter. Someone said y'all respect Mama W.
Mama.
Yeah, Mama Walden. I think that's the nickname.
how come I look in the mirror and I see
The person that was standing behind me was my uncle. He's 62, and he has a missing arm because of an accident.
necrotizing fasciitis.
He had necrotizing fasciitis on one of his arms, and they amputated it, which is a flesh-eating bacteria.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm eating food.
Well, you like horror, right?
Yeah, but I'm actually eating them. And you're talking about this, and this is what the hot dog looks like inside, you know?
She said she's eating, Nana.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the hot dog looks like freaking some nasty shit. Did I ruin your appetite?
No, I'm still going to eat it.
Good.
Because I'm hungry.
Oh god. I was hungry, but that actually ruined my appetite. Thank God.
Oh, my wiener?
No, me talking about that.
Oh, okay. If you ever had to go to an extreme haunt, what would be the worst thing that you would want, that you would never want to eat? Like, you could think that would be the most nastiest thing
God,
they could give you.
I became a mother again.
a multitude of things.
Little boy.
Okay, name your top 3.
Top 3?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even name a top 3. Like, that's how many things I would not want eaten.
Like, what would be your biggest fear? Like, okay, like some people would not like
Insects.
want to eat like a 100, like they would not want to eat a fermented egg, 100-year-old egg that's like, it's all like, it's when you take off the shell, it's like it's disgusting looking.
I would say insects, poop, piss, I don't know, shit like that.
Okay, minus the poop and piss. They're not going to give you piss and poop.
Okay, well, you never know. Definitely insects would be one of my, like, fears. Because I like, shiver at the thought of insects. Someone said lean beef. So I guess Brittany's vegan.
Oh,
Knock knock. Who's there, Chelsea? I put it out there, so we'll see what the joke is. Oops. Wait.
who's there? Who's there?
Yeah, I know it's a joke. Dwayne. No, I didn't. Oh, Brittany said, I'll tell you my favorite. Well, what do you call a cow with 2 legs? Lean beef. That's what the joke is. Lean beef. Some lean beef. Lean beef Brendan. So is that my nickname now?
Well, now that's you know what? When you go on one of the Ron shows,
Lean beef Brendan.
I'm gonna message Ron, or I'm gonna message like Josh if he goes on. I'm gonna say, do you know what Brendan's nickname is?
Can I ride the car?
Actually, Friday, because that's when I get the 250.
Can I ride in the car?
Yeah, sure. My grandma wants to ride in the cart when I go to Costco.
She wants to ride a cart? What?
No, ride in the cart when I go to Costco. Like, you know how they have the seats for the kids in the shopping carts?
If you do that, you should do like a live video when you're doing that.
Going to Costco.
Yeah, do a live video going through Costco with your grandma inside the thing.
I don't think I could even lift her up into the cart. I mean, like,
And have some pimping. And have some pimping
from sepsis. So.
Oh, and have some pimping music going on in the background, like you know, like some rap music.
Yeah, that would be funny. Gangster grandma, right?
Yeah, gangster. Yeah, and that would be the video, gangster grandma.
Nana, someone said take Mama W to condom sense store. She said she's been in one of the stores before.
What's this for? What's this?
She was like, what's this? She must have been in a bondage store or some shit with toys. She didn't understand it. Wait, who do you call when you stub your big toe? A big tow truck.
These are scary. Like they're so corny.
Wait, where was it? Why couldn't the bike stand up alone? It was too tired. Wait, ma. Wait, mama. Why do you spell it that way though?
How many people do we have watching this video still?
24.
Oh my god! We're going on like 2 hours and 15 minutes with this video.
All being entertained. My grandma asked if your parents live close by.
My parents live in Maryland.
They live in Maryland.
And then my uncle lives in Palmdale, California, and my aunt lives in Idaho.
Oh, and then her aunt. Wait, you said your uncle or?
My uncle lives in Palmdale, California.
Lives in Palmdale.
And then my aunt lives in Idaho.
And then her aunt lives in Idaho.
And then the rest of my family live in England.
And then the rest of her family live in England. In England, the rest of her family.
Someone came across the pond.
Yeah, they came across the pond.
Yeah.
on the Mayfair.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Something like that.
Oh, Chelsea said knock knock. Who's there? Yeah, people, you gotta reply to Chelsea. She's trying to like do some more jokes, you know.
All right, knock knock, Chelsea. What's the joke?
Yeah, come on, reply. Oh, your other cow joke. Let's see. I'm looking. Oh, what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Ground beef. Ground beef. Beef. It's only 9:22 for me and Christina. That isn't that late, Deep Blue.
I know that is not. It's like in California terms, it's still early
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, but for them it's like midnight, past midnight.
Oh my
It's
god!
a new day for them.
And they're still on with us.
Yeah. 23 people. Seems legit.
Jeez.
I can't believe the conversation like took a whole turn from Mckamey Manor to this random shit.
Talked about LSD. We talked about me heating up a corn dog that looked like it had shit all like cum on it or shit all over like you stated it was, which for the record it was honey mustard.
Honey mustard.
What else?
Nina, you'll be the star of the show when you get on here. Everyone would love you. She said, I'm sure.
Gangster Grandma just went live.
God, imagine if I was on Ron's show and my grandma started piping in. Oh my god, that would be so like I'd be so dead there. I should get her to go on Ron's show. That would be comedy. Ron would probably get like 50,000 extra subscribers on YouTube just from her.
She'd be like, I have some stories to tell about Russ.
Yeah. No, my grandma would make it funny with like Russ. Like while also telling all this shit that he did. What? Yeah, you have the best sense of humor. Simon said Ron would give a razor wire first for energy. Andrea, she does know Russ. She actually went through a couple rooms in the haunt before her foot got stuck in some like floorboard that was like tilting. Her foot got caught, and then they yanked her out of it. And that was when it was the boo haunt. Nathaniel's leaving.
Oh my god, don't leave us, please.
He said he has to wake up in 4.5 hours.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, we'll talk to you later when we have another topic of bullshit.
Nathaniel is gonna like be dead in the morning when he wakes up. 4 hours of sleep. Fuck. I gotta get like my at least 6 hours.
I know, it's like me too. I have to at least get 6.
6 at the minimum. Anything less, I'm like dead.
I don't know if I'm so much dead. I get like irritable if I don't get my sleep. Like
I feel like a zombie if I don't get my sleep. I'll be like dead tired. Can't even get up from the bed. Huh?
I bounced a paring knife in the kitchen one time, and it did a flip and went around the sink. It did right into there, and it stayed. And it's like, boy.
Wait, you bounced a paring knife and it went into your ankle?
He said something. I didn't know it. I threw it in his direction, but on the floor, and it hit the floor, and it did like that. My mom was there too.
It went into Grandpa's ankle, and it was going boing. What? Yeah, Andrea. I usually sleep in like 9-10 hours typically, and then I'm usually fine. And then occasionally I'll like be able to get up at 6 hours. It just totally depends. Like some days my brain, like if I sleep past 6 hours, then I'm like exhausted, like from oversleeping. But then most times it's like 9 to 10 hours, and I'm good.
You know what I'm debating?
Huh?
Whether I should get my tongue pierced again.
Your tongue pierced? What?
Yeah, I have two piercings in my tongue. See, watch.
Oh my god! I didn't even know that. What?
Yeah.
Oh god! That's a secret to behold on us. Well, it's not a secret for anyone that like sees you in person, which I haven't yet. Although I'm sure I will soon.
And no, y'all perverts, don't put that thing in your idea. The reason why people get their tongue pierced. Don't assume.
Someone said, "Fuck it, get your tits pierced, Christina."
No, 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 no. That is fucking some painful shit. Hell
Or you
no.
can get the other part pierced.
No. No.
That would probably even
You
hurt
know why I
worse.
say I would never ever get the boobies pierced? Because when my daughter, I swear no joke, when my daughter got her teeth in when I was breastfeeding her, that's probably what the fuck it would feel like.
Someone said
And
pain feels good sometimes.
yeah, when I get my tongue pierced, that was
That's
absolutely great pain. But
that's
not when my daughter was biting on my, not when her teeth hit my damn boobies. No, that was not pleasant. That was not pleasant painfulness. So no. So no, I would not get my boobs pierced because I would have flashbacks of like being remembered all about that again. So no.
Yeah, I'm never gonna get a piercing.
Well, you say never. That's just like somebody saying, "Oh, I'm never going to get a tattoo." And then when they get a tattoo, they get more than one. And
Nope,
I
I can't
have.
stand pain. Trust me. Maybe okay if I ever did decide to go through the pain of getting a tattoo, which I fucking hate pain.
It's
Like
not
I'm
even.
really
You know what?
sensitive
But
to
it's
it.
not. To be honest, it's not even that bad. Depending on what area you get your tattoo in. I have one, two. I have four.
If I get a
I,
tattoo, it'll be something about my favorite sports team.
and
That's
it's not
about
that
it.
painful. Like if you really got it in certain parts of your body, yeah, it's painful as hell. But if you get it in other parts of your body where it's more meat is what I like to call it, like on your, like if you don't get it where you're getting it right like on your tailbone or you're getting it like on your hip bone and you're getting it like on your stomach, it doesn't really hurt.
Yeah, but I
But when
can
you're
barely withstand shots or punches. I'm like one of those people that just like can't stand pain at all.
big weenie.
Oh yeah, Amber Jean. My grandma's name is Jean. That's pretty funny.
If
you,
you if you
she shares a name.
If you had liquid courage into you and you were so damn plastered and somebody took you to a tattoo place, you would even know you got tattooed.
Yeah, I'd have to take that drug that makes you feel like nothing. Like
You would even
you could
know.
jump off a cliff and you wouldn't even feel the pain.
You would never know. Yeah. I'm getting me some more art because four is not enough. So I want more ink on me. They might look like crap when I'm in my 80s or something because I have some like wrinkly skin, but I
Some
don't
wrinkly
care.
skin. It's
But I
okay
don't care.
if you take care of your body, you won't look like that. Hey, Josh is back. Let's get him on.
Josh from outer space,
Josh,
where have
you
you
dislike
been?
everything.
And you kind of left us. And we've been on here for 2.5 hours just talking about random crap.
I
Like,
think Josh's mic is muted because I can't hear him.
I can't hear him either.
What the fuck? Yeah, so yeah.
We've been
it
on
was-
here for we've been
my
on here
mic
for
is-
2.5
my-
hours, just like talking about random crap.
My dog is freaking the fuck out right now. Hey, get that thing out of your mouth. What is wrong with you? Anyways, yeah,
You missed the best part of the stream. We changed the Mckamey Manor topic like an hour and a half ago.
So we talk about random crap.
We've been talking about the dumbest topics. Straight up.
well, I'm glad this was handled greatly while I was gone.
Just rewatch a stream, Josh. You'll get a good laugh.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna rewatch before I share it anywhere.
It's
What
some
the
comedy
fuck?
shit.
Oh god. So as long as it's like PG-16, you can
Yeah,
maybe somewhere.
we heated up a corn dog in the microwave. I stuck out my
Oh,
tongue,
Jesus
showed my piercings on my tongue. Good old goddamn
Talked
time
about
up
acid.
in here.
Talked about
Yeah, like I'm sorry. I had shit came up. I had shit come up with
Oh my
Trent,
God.
and it was an emergency situation, and I just couldn't wait. So, but everything's all good. We're good. And
We've been doing knock
do
knock
this,
jokes
so-
from viewers and everything.
But-
We still got.
Oh, can't do this. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back again.
okay. Now he's ditching us again. No. He
Ditcher.
lives in Carolina or some shit. I don't know.
Josh is a
Yeah.
ditcher.
I can understand him.
My sister moved there. The girl, my sister came back with that.
We gotta hang out soon, Christina.
I know, we do.
Since
hang
we're not
out.
far from each other.
Yeah. We
I
do
don't even know
something.
what we would do though.
I'll go to an amusement park any day of the week. I love amusement parks.
Well, I'll have to get some minimum wage job for that then.
I think I think the cheapest park there is compared to all the other parks is Knott's Berry Farm compared to like Universal or Disneyland or Six Flags.
Yeah. I'd be down to go to an amusement park. I gotta go to Universal Studios eventually. Because I've never been once.
You've never in your life been to Universal? What's wrong with you?
No, and I've only been to Six Flags once, Knott's Berry Farm 2 or 3 times. Like shit.
What is wrong with you?
Oh no, because at least the past 10 years of my childhood, my family's been struggling with money, so it's kind of like
Oh,
yeah, because my grandpa retired back in 2011, and ever since then it's been money struggles in San Diego. And my grandpa never had a savings, so
oh,
or at least at one point he did, but he blew all that shit away.
mm.
I got my grandma started in on him.
Oh.
She's gonna start in. Did you hear that?
What did she say?
She said, "I'll take his fucking ashes and throw them in the toilet." Talking about my grandpa, which is her husband.
Oh my god. Oh.
That's how much she's been hurt by my grandpa. My grandpa does not give a shit. And they've known each other since high school, so you can expect that shit to go sour eventually. High school
Alrighty
sweethearts,
then.
right?
Alrighty then.
Yeah. Some interesting stuff going on.
Okay.
Someone said she even dropped the fuck bomb. She'll cuss like a sailor, so don't get her started.
I listen to you guys. I don't know all those words. I never said the F word until I was 40 and my girlfriend talked me into it.
Oh my god.
You should stick you should have a mic, hide a mic over there that she doesn't even know. So then she when you say something, and she just says some random stuff off the hip. It would be so funny.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably put my phone over there and just have it nearby. That would be.
It's a whole different ballgame with you two.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, me and my brother taught her all the cuss words. We learned them and then we taught them to her. Being
What's the worst one she knows?
I don't know. She knows every cuss word in the book.
Oh, I do not. You're making me
What?
nasty old lady.
No. You're not a nasty old lady. You're a funny old lady. Okay, so she was in a nursing facility recently, and the old people there would sit by the nurses station in the middle of the place, and they would just be cussing at everyone. They would cuss at the nurses and shit, just randomly. It was the fucking most hilarious shit, downright.
She just didn't like it there anymore.
Well, she was recovering finally, and she's able to walk with the walker now. So I just brought her home.
Hmm.
Yeah,
She probably likes it.
a couple weeks ago.
Oh, she probably likes it better here there where she's at now than she did at the nursing home, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. She was depressed in there. She had some depressing shit being stuck in four walls all the time. Because she was bedridden for 8 months, I think.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it sucked. And that was the first time she wasn't around me and my brother, because she raised us being retired since 64 years old. So that was a good learning experience, I guess. Yeah, they do say some nasty shit, Andrea. It's mainly because they have Alzheimer's and stuff. So they're just they'll just randomly cuss. She wait, say that again into the mic, Nana.
In a nursing home, I walked by these old women, and they were cussing, and I looked at one of them. She was cussing me out, and I told her that wasn't very nice. And she says, "What are you gonna do about it?" And she's trying to get out of her wheelchair. And I said, "Well, what am I gonna do about it? I'm walking. You're not."
She's a savage. Oh my god, she has the best comebacks. Oh my god. She has a side to her that's fucking hilarious. God, Josh says a minute when it's more like an hour. Pretty much.
I know.
Yeah. Someone said Granny's gone wild. That should be the title of this stream. Oh god.
Granny's gone wild.
So, I bet this stream's gonna get more views than the Laura Brotherton story, honestly. On my YouTube channel.
We almost been like we went over 2.5 hours. Like,
It hasn't beat the Laura Brotherton's amount yet. That one was wait, let me see how long that one was. Oops. That's not the one.
baby.
The Laura Brotherton's one was 2 hours, 47 minutes, and 10 seconds. We're gonna make this one the longest. We're gonna beat Laura's. These streams are honestly fun to do.
Well, they're fun when you're not like talking about like the same, like when you just start talking about like after you answer everybody's questions of what had to be answered, and then when you start talking about like random stuff, that's when it's like it's funny, you know.
Yeah, it becomes some comedy experience. Did anyone post this stream link on the group or whatever?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody did or not. Who knows?
Yeah, because we had like 50 viewers without it being posted.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, at one point. It's at 27 now, surprisingly.
Well, they probably all had to go to bed. Probably had to go night because it is like after 12 midnight, like in some parts of the United States. Not us, but over on the West Coast.
I'm wondering how we got 50 viewers on when I barely have like any subscribers and it wasn't shared on any platform.
I have no idea.
That's some funny ass shit. Damn, 11:43.
I know. That's what I'm saying. People are gonna start like weeding off because they have to go to work tomorrow or get up early.
I usually stay up till like 2 a.m.
Well, I ain't staying up that. By the time I'm in bed, I don't stay up that late.
Oh, you stay up till like 1 a.m. sometimes.
Sometimes, but not 12? Like very. Yeah, but that's really rare if I don't have to like go anywhere in the morning or get up early.
So what do you have to do tomorrow?
I actually have to go to I have to go to EDZ, which is go talk to my vet counselor. Which is they open at 8. They open at 8:00 in the morning.
So you have to go there at 8:00 in the morning.
Well, I'd rather just go there early and get it done with, so that way I don't have to like go in the afternoon or anything. I can just come back home.
I'm the one to procrastinate the longest I can until I have to do it.
So that's about it. And then I have to go to Big Watts.
This weekend is kind of packed for me.
Because I'm supposed to go to Knott's Berry Farm tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not until 7. That's not until 7:00 tomorrow night. But I don't know if I'm going to go or not. I mean, the ticket was free because I'm a season pass holder. So it doesn't make a difference whether I go or I don't. I'm not going to be losing any money or losing like what it cost me for a ticket because it was free.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Hey, Amber, where are you located? You said it's 9:45.
She must be California.
Probably.
Or maybe not California. She must be somewhere on the East Coast.
No, the West Coast.
Or West Coast. I'm sorry, on the West Coast. She's like 9:45 her time. Portland. Okay, yeah.
Portland.
Oh.
Portland, Oregon.
I know we're in Portland because I know people that live in Beaverton.
Beaverton.
Yeah, Beaverton. Beaverton, Portland.
Beaver. Beaver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been to many states outside of California. The only one I've been to is Nevada, and then I also went on a Washington, D.C. trip where we went to D.C., Philadelphia, and New York.
I think I've been to the majority of them.
Yeah, it's because
Either
we barely had money to travel, so
no, I've drove through them. I haven't really gone where I visited them. I've drove through them. But
yeah, I'm definitely gonna make sure I have money to travel eventually. Well, yeah, and that's why I'm gonna do like computer tech shit. So I'll make some good money. You dig? But I'm still 19, so I got some time to get going.
I told you, you'll turn around and you'll be.
I'll probably get a certificate and then do a degree.
I hope so. Because time goes fast. Kids are as old as you are.
Yeah, time does go fast.
It does.
it surely does.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do some online classes at Miramar Palomar College. The one in San Marcos or the one in Mira Mesa.
Mm.
Heather had a Mckamey Manor question for you.
Oh,
Christina, why do you think Russ was mad at you? Made it personal, not in a good way.
oh, okay.
She's answered that like
I'll
multiple.
re-enter. I'll like kind of like already rehash that. But what had happened was after 2015, there was no issues with Russ. It actually happened um, leading up to 2016 that I didn't know that he had these personal issues against me. And come to find out, the personal issues were because he had an ex actor that was working for him, and he decided to. Um, Russ was making accusations against this ex actor that he, at the time, did not fire. Dumped him off in the middle of a bus station out in New Mexico. And that's when he fired him. The ex actor called me. Russ, go back, Russ had gave him a bus ticket to get home. Um, he did not get on that bus for whatever reason it was, and called me and asked me if he would help, if I would help him get him home. So I got him an airline ticket so he can get back home to his family. And because I helped this ex actor, Russ um, was angry at me and upset with me. And because I helped this individual that he was against and did not like, um, he brought that personal issue into my third tour and made it personal. And then after 2016, when my tour was absolutely horrible wrong, he proceeded to slander me. He proceeded to make false accusations about me and making false statements in posts that were not even true and didn't even happen. So, um, and there were comments made in my tour that were uncalled for and very unprofessional and did not need to be made. So that's how I know my tour was personal. So I hopefully that answers your question. And I don't know where Brendan went. He kind of like we lost him in action when I was kind of explaining this issue with Russ and why this um, attitude or this resentment that he has towards me for helping somebody that he decided to drop off at a bus station out in no man's land. And this person had no money or nothing. So that's where all the nightmares started with Russ. Oh. I don't know where Brendan went. Brendan just kind of went solo on us or went silent on us and left the room for whatever reason. Oh, he's coming back. So, but Russ actually never gave me any kind of indications or any um, kind of signs that he was going to make my tour personal. He did it during the contract signing. He did it in the van, and did it um, after I said the safe word. So that's how I know it was personal and it wasn't a normal tour. So if I would have known that, I would have never ever gone through. I would have never gone through Mckamey Manor, not in any shape, way, or form. If I would have foreseen what was going to happen. So hopefully that answers your question.
Do you see the question?
Yeah, did he straight up tell you or trick you as in play nice then wait till you that he had you? He acted like everything was okay. He never made any kind of sign or never said anything to me that he was going to make my tour the way he did and was going to make it personal at all. So he waited till I got to the tour, and inflicted what he inflicted on me.
She said, "Wow."
No.
Yeah, that's some like fucked up shit to do that.
Mm-hmm. So, now the reason why Russ fired him is an issue between, and there is, and I'm not going to go into what it was about because there are other people that are involved that the situation happened towards. So I don't want to put their business out there, out of respect. Um, but I was going off of what Russ was telling me that happened, and the ex actor told me it did not happen. So there were two sides to the story, and actually, to be honest, I don't believe what Russ said happened. There's one person that knows that knows that's kind of like the missing piece of this puzzle. But again, I'm not going to say that person's name out here live and bring that up because it's something that needs to be answered in a private chat out of respect.
Andrea had a question. She said, "I don't know if you've answered this before. Have you heard from Spencer and Beth?"
I haven't heard from Spencer and Beth after my tour. After my tour happened in 2016, myself, Beth, and the ex-actor, we all hung out and went to some amusement parks. But then after that, I haven't heard from Beth in about 3 years, about 2.5, 3 years. I haven't heard from Beth. She kind of like she became she was after her tour in 2016. I know that she kind of like helped Russ, and I don't know with acting or she just helped with the haunt. I know she did, but what capacity she did, I don't know that question. I have no clue. But I know she's in some videos of Mckamey Manor of her being working there or helping Russ out.
I should take you down, Christina, and show you and like record it for the group, show them like the bullshit places that he took you to?
Oh, I can point to him. I know exactly where there was the park that was next to his house.
Yeah.
And then there was the sewage whatever drain off that was behind
It was a
those
canyon.
road bar yeah,
Yeah.
those road barriers when you
Yeah.
walk down into the canyon down there.
Yeah, it was a canyon with like road barriers, which is by
Yeah,
an elementary school that I went to.
yeah. And
I
then
grew up in that neighborhood.
yeah, and then behind and then behind in the parking lot by his house that had the Home Depot and the big
It was
grocery
the
store in it.
Office Depot. There was
Office
an
Depot.
Office
Yeah.
Depot. I don't know if the Albertsons was there at the time. I
Yes,
think
there
it might
was.
was it Albertsons?
It was a big supermarket. It might have been Albertsons at the time.
It was either Albertsons or some like fucking I forgot what the place was after. It was like a green name supermarket.
Yeah,
I,
something. It was a supermarket of some nature.
and then there's a 7-Eleven, Jack in the Box.
Yeah, and we did the contract signing.
Texas.
We did the contract signing in Jack and Box. The third time I went through it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, that's like the thing down the street. You go up a long street into the neighborhood, and then that's where Russ lives or
Hmm.
did live. Good old times, right?
Yeah, it's good old times.
That neighborhood has so many memories for me.
Mm.
God, that when he had the touch haunt, that was like honestly the best. That was
If he would have kept it like he did in 2014 and before that when he had it was just better. It was good. It was fun, you know. And then from 2015 he was kind of like went complete butt ass crazy,
yeah.
you know. I don't know what made him go to the extremeness that he decided to go up to, but you know, he should have kept it the way it was in 2014.
It's just his mindset. Like, I still have that one message that I showed on the other stream. At the end of it, I showed you it, right?
Yeah, you showed it to me.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Um, I mean, that's his mindset basically. Wants to make the haunt the craziest it can be. So
Yeah,
he just kept on making it more crazier, and then got like that idea in his mind to make
right.
those fucking kidnapping van shit.
Yeah.
That's some no, that shit's actually like, you know how me and my friend had that joke
Hmm.
at the time. Now that fucking van shit is some actual fucking that like, what? Oh my god. That's some crazy stuff. He showed his true colors of the van shit. Exactly what my friend said. Some kidnapping. Oh my god! And then he starts simulating that shit. Like what? That is some.
I'm kind of curious to know, you know, how he's like, his newest video was, oh, I'm going to rechange the whole entire haunt. I'm going to tone it down where it's beatable. Like, I really like to see. I don't believe that. I honestly
Okay,
do not believe that.
if he went back to the touch type haunt, like with
Yeah, it's
animatronics, that would
completely.
be the best.
I mean, okay, if he went back to the way it was, like back to 2014 and even earlier than that, yeah, it's doable.
That's
Anybody
where
can go through it.
yeah,
But
that's
for
where
him to keep it, for him to say that I'm going to tone it down, I don't believe that he's going to tone it down.
probably
Because
not.
if he was going to tone it down, then why did he just keep it the same level it was in 2014 the whole entire time? He hasn't done it for 5 years. So why would he obviously have a change of heart and decide to do it now?
Well, maybe the pressure could cause it, but I doubt it.
No, because
With
I
his
don't believe.
mindset, he doesn't give a rat's ass.
No, you know why I don't believe that? Because I think if he went, and this is just me speaking, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. But I really do think because he has because he's one of those, he's a person that has a mindset that I always have to be in control. So I think that if he had somebody beat the Manor, and I think that he would lose part of that control, and he doesn't like to lose control.
Yeah, he's a control freak. I know that
So
for
and that's why I honestly don't think when he says that he's going to tone it down, that he'll tone it down. I think he'll just rebrand it and rename it, and that's it.
yeah. I mean, the only way like he would even tone it down is if like the law forced him to, so he wouldn't get arrested. That's about the only way he'd tone it down now. God, he like ruined a good thing though, because literally all the news articles coming out about it and like the media like covering the Mckamey Manor story this year, they showed all the good videos from like my time when I acted, 2010, 2011, 2012, shit like
Yeah.
that, some 2014. But like they were showing all that stuff, and that was when it was like actually a fun experience.
Mm.
And
Do
even
you remember anything about like the other? When did Dallas come? When did Dallas become an actor? Do you remember?
uh, to
Was
be
it after
honest,
you left?
I think it might have been like 2012 after I left.
After you left?
Like I think it was a year after I left
Hmm.
that he joined. Cause I know Mercedes like was acting when I was acting, but I don't think Dallas acted there till after I left.
Okay, I was just curious when he started, but I'm not going to bring that any more of that up. I was just curious to know when he started. That's all.
Yeah. Um. And like he had like adult actors at the time as well. Like he had a mix of like kid actors from the neighborhood and adult actors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was surprised that he even let kid actors like in. Like my friend acted in 2011
Well, I'm
with
sure he probably, if he got consent from the parents, kind of thing, I'm sure that it was okay.
yeah,
And they had guidelines that he had to follow because
yeah,
they weren't adults, they were minors.
yeah. And then he fired all the minors once he switched it to the van thing in 2014.
Mm.
Yeah, the he found like the perfect mix of boo haunt slash extreme haunt at the time, because and that's like what made his thing popular at the time. That's why like the videos are still like being replayed by the media.
Yeah, but they're not really, they're playing all the things from 2015 though. I mean, all the kind of stuff that the media is like portraying this Halloween, that's what it was all from. What was the
Yeah,
question, Chris? Was your foot the last? Was your foot the last tour?
English.
Oh no, no, no. That was. I know now. Now I understand the question. I'm like, it's kind of odd. No, that was the second tour. That was not the third tour.
The cut. Oh, she said the cut.
Cut.
Yeah, no one died in it. Um, I mean, a lot of, and I don't know why Russ just doesn't dispel some of this shit on his own. But a lot of the shit in the waiver and like everything, like a lot of the videos are edited. Now the beatdowns are real, like where they're punching, slapping, like beating the shit out of like Laura and Christina and stuff. Like that's real, but everything else, all the like crazy shit that people think is going on is just all for the movie act. The only thing that's real is the mind games that he plays, tricks people, and then also the beat downs in the van, which I think has ended now. It's just mental games from him in Tennessee.
Well,
And
he doesn't have the actors anymore. It's just he doesn't have like the actors he did in San Diego. He doesn't even have any actors anymore. I think at one time when he did went to Tennessee, he maybe had maybe a couple actors, and that was it. And really, they didn't really act. One just held the camera, um, and then that was about. And then you had um, Holly, but she wasn't. I don't. And then you had yeah. And then you just had Holly, and then that was really it. You didn't have he didn't have any act. Those are the only people he had.
I
And
wonder
then
what
after
Haley thinks of him.
that, when everything kind of went to doo doo, um, he doesn't have any actors anymore. He has himself that runs everything now.
Yeah. I mean, he went from fun haunt to shit haunt to still shit haunt, but not as bad as the van beatdowns.
No,
How about you, Jennifer?
all the beat downs were in San Diego.
Yeah,
And then the ones in Tennessee to me, or yeah, he has you do physical. And we had physical stuff that we had to do when we were in San Diego, but you don't have the beat downs in Tennessee. That's the difference between Tennessee and the San Diego people. We got really the brutality of it in the fucking beat down in the beat downs.
yeah. The and also I think people don't realize like the timelines either. I think people are confusing the timelines as well.
Because all the Tennessee tours I have not seen people really coming out with I have not seen. I'm not saying they haven't gone through some brutal shit, but when I look at the two videos, San Diego people and the Tennessee people, and I'm not knocking the Tennessee people, I'm not putting them down or anything of that nature. But I do think that they didn't get the beat downs
Well, yeah, because the law's different.
like we did.
I think Tennessee law like doesn't permit like the loophole that Russ found in San Diego because the law has like a loophole in regards to the touching from the actors because like I said, California doesn't recognize like in regards to home haunt whether like when you consent to physical touching, either you can have the actors hug the people going through like bear hug wrestle with them going through like he had the kid actors do when I was acting and then it doesn't like recognize whether it's that or the actors actually punching people. In the eyes of the law, it's like the same until someone uh, takes away their consent, then they can't do it anymore. Then it's illegal to like do that shit, and it's assault at that point.
Mhm. So,
And I'm sure Tennessee like wouldn't even allow the that type of shit because like they have more strict laws, I think, than California, at least in regards to that. I feel like this shit has been regurgitated so much over the past few weeks.
mhm.
Feels like we're
Well,
broken records.
I know, but there's some people that haven't watched all of the shows
I
and
think they
have
just
missed
gotta.
bits and pieces there. So some of the same questions are being repeated or being asked. That's like I said, that's only because I think people have not caught all the shows or caught bits and pieces here of questions I've already answered. And I don't mind re answering them or rehashing them. That's
Yeah,
fine,
I mean, it's all out there now. There's like multiple videos where we repeat the same shit.
which is fine. Maybe it'll get somebody awake. Maybe it'll wake somebody up that, you know, I
Oh
don't
yeah.
want to go. I don't want to go to that haunt. Maybe there's somewhere else I can go.
Well, yeah. That'll be
Go
good.
to Cata Silvis.
Yeah, if you want that shit done in a respectful manner, go to.
Yeah, remember,
This.
in a respectful manner.
Well, yeah, in not a like weirdo manner like Russ.
Exactly. Not in a weirdo manner.
Yeah, Russ is pretty crazy to put it plainly. Heather said in San Diego, what was the worst thing he did? The beatdowns was probably the worst thing.
I would say the worst thing
Waterboarding, beatdowns, shit like that.
because they left people. I would say the beatdowns because he left people pretty battered and pretty bruised, and
He also
um,
fed people like some nasty ass shit, and then would feed them their own puke after they puked from it.
you
Like I think he fed people fake worms and shit. He would go to the store and buy like just from a grocery store. They like some grocery stores sell like fake insects, fake worms and shit. Like in general grocery stores, and he would go buy shit that would look super nasty, feed it to people, and they'd puke in the haunt, and then he'd feed them their own puke.
or smear it over your face.
Yeah, and then he would just like smear a bunch of like liquids all over. Oh yeah, Lori had to drink pee. That's pretty nasty. Although some people like drink their own pee, if that's like not crazy in and of itself.
Mhm.
Some people like it.
No, I
There's
was.
also people with poop fetishes.
That's disgusting. That's so gross.
Oh, I know. Trust me. Yeah, Marissa Phillips. Yeah, I heard that shit.
Mm.
I mean, okay, so Katie asked, "Do y'all regret going to MM?"
That's
Personally, I don't because I was around when it was the good haunt, but Christina probably does.
I actually no, I actually do regret going through. I
Yeah,
regret going through my third time. So if I would have foreseen what was going to happen, I would have never went through it the third time.
third
And
time's
I
a charm.
well, third time was not a charm because I regret doing it the third time, and I
Yeah,
wish I would have never had. I wish I would have never done it.
yeah, it was a charm for you to start hating Russ.
No, I never hated. I never hated Russ. I have anger towards Russ. There's a big difference between hate and anger.
I know.
I have anger towards Russ because Russ has never apologized to me for his behavior towards me and his behavior towards my daughter. That was fucking disgusting.
Yeah, he fucking he doesn't care about other people's feelings, that's for sure.
And what he put me through during my third tour. So I don't hate him. I have anger towards him because he's never fucking apologized for his behavior.
Yeah. Kind of sucks that he went really far with you.
Yeah. And slandering my name through goddamn Facebook when I didn't do anything to that man.
Yeah, that's some asshole-ish shit.
Yeah. So
He needs to be taught a lesson for like some of that shit. I mean, karma will get
well,
him.
he needs to be taught a lesson just for everybody that he has hurt or he's done some kind of psychological or he's done um, damage to. Not just me, but everybody he has just like has hurt along his path in some shape, way, or form.
Well, karma will catch up to him eventually.
Well, karma needs to hurry up and come.
Sometimes it happens at the end of your life. So,
Well,
I mean, like my grandpa's karma is hitting him pretty hard.
how many people we've still got watching? We've been on here for 3 hours and 12 minutes.
We have 19 people.
Okay, I can't believe we still are in double digits numbers. And we're 3 hours and 12 minutes
Yeah, people are like so into it, you know?
into it.
Yeah. They're like all up in this shit, you know? You dig? We got.
Oh,
So, are you gonna get your alcoholic beverage still tonight?
I sure am because the AM PM is just right up the street.
I'll join you.
So it's right up the street. And now I'll have me enough where I go to it will knock me the hell out and I have a nice sleep.
Nice sleep. You gonna get hammered?
I'm not going to get hammered. I might get buzzed where, it calms you and you got a really nice sleep. Because if I go to bed with a complete hangover, I might have a giant headache. And it's like the worst feeling when you have like a dizziness headache when you're trying to sleep. It's not cool.
Yeah, I don't drink enough to like get hammered or like I've
No.
never had a hangover from drinking.
I did that in my 20s. Like when I was in the military and I was stationed overseas in Korea.
You got
I
drunk.
used to drink. Yeah, I used to drink every single night. Like basically every single night I used to drink. And then on the weekends I was kissing the porcelain god, which means I was kissing the toilet. So
drinking your sorrows away, your pain.
yeah, basically just partying.
Do you have PTSD from that? The war?
No.
Oh.
Do I? No. My PTSD stems from something else.
Russ Mckamey.
No. No.
Mckamey.
No.
Something else.
Yeah, something completely different.
Oh, that sucks. Thank God
It was a result from the military,
Oh,
but it wasn't because it wasn't war.
was it due to some asshole?
Yeah, to some asshole.
Oh,
Oh.
some form of abuse, I presume. Or
Yeah,
assume.
but I don't want to go into details about it.
No, I get it. I wouldn't either, especially on a public platform.
Exactly.
Because hundreds of people are going to be watching this.
Exactly. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Andrea, I agree. I love this community. In fact, I love Christina more than this community.
What is gonna-
She's fun to talk to, you know. We got these long chats going on, just me and her.
And
We're
people
like,
are watching.
yeah,
And
we're
that's what
like
the crazy thing
stars
is.
in this.
And people are watching and watching our crazy conversation of what we're talking about. It's like just random shit.
I mean, we've done this privately on Facebook, but like, we're just having a normal private conversation, except streaming it on like a platform like that a bunch of Mckamey Manor people are watching.
Yeah.
The
What's
talk.
the way they do like that crazy sound like the well I can't I'm not going to do it loudly because then my roommates might complain. But you know when they're doing that when that guy that's dressed in that mask from the movie Scream and he's on the phone, what's up?
Yeah,
I can't. I'm not going to do it only because I don't want to wake up my damn roommates and they have a hissy fit.
a hissy fit like that other night.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were like complaining. Did you ever confront them about it?
I confronted the one
What?
about it, so that's why now I don't go out there and speak out there on like right now. This would be on speaker, but now I don't. I come in my room and I put my headphones on. So it's almost like I'm just talking through my phone, like I'm having a conversation, talking to someone with my phone.
Mhm.
So it's not on like speaker or anything of that nature. So really nobody can complain anymore because I'm in my room. So it's like almost like I'm having a conversation over a phone with somebody.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good thing to do.
So this is why I'm moving and I will be moving into my own apartment,
Come through.
in my own space.
We got a nice apartment complex over here.
I know. I'm gonna probably go. You already told me what you pay for rent, so
You should join me. We'll throw some parties, some after parties of ourselves.
I know. I need to
After
find. I need
the
to go by there and check out because
yeah.
I only want a one bedroom apartment. I don't want anything more than that. I don't need any more.
It's also a pretty peaceful community. Like everyone's really chill here.
Cool.
Yeah. Some apartment complexes are like everyone's an asshole. Just depends on the community.
Oh my god. I know I'm gonna get off here soon, only because I want to go get my alcohol.
Yeah, you gotta drink yourself to sleep.
Yeah,
Drink, 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 drink,
we
chug,
did.
chug.
This is the longest interview slash
Chat.
mixer chat we've ever had so far.
Yeah. You think
Clocking.
we'll beat it eventually? I
Oh,
mean, we
after
could probably
I
beat it.
yeah. Well, after I leave, you should ask anybody if they want to go in.
Yeah. Does anyone
Cause
want
I'm
to
out
join?
of yeah. Because I'm out of here soon. In the next 2 minutes, I'm out of here. So
All right. Who wants
keep
to
the movement alive.
join?
Go into the chat after
I
I
should
leave.
I should straight up just post the link like in the YouTube thing,
Oh,
YouTube chat.
oh God.
Oh wait. That's a link if any of you guys want to join.
Yeah, I'm gonna be leaving. So somebody join. So Brendan's not by himself. Somebody
Yeah.
needs to join him.
Yeah,
And
someone.
y'all can talk about goofy random shit too.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think Brendan should go get a piercing or I think he should go get a tattoo. What do you all think? If you all think he should get either one, make a comment.
Fuck. A tattoo, I would maybe consider, but it would be like a tough decision for me. Nana, should I get a tattoo of I don't know, Patriots, my football team? Yeah. Should I get a tattoo? She said that's up to you. Amber was like, I would totally join if my daughter wasn't being crazy right now.
Her daughter could go on. Oh, I was to say her daughter could go on with her.
Yeah, her daughter can join us too.
All right. Well, I'm about to head on out. So peace, Brendan.
All right, let's talk tomorrow.
And
Let's hang out
yeah,
soon.
okay. Peace, everybody. Bye, everybody. And I guess talk to you live again. I don't know when. When it happens, it happens.
Yep.
And y'all have a good night, regardless what part of the coast you are. Well, I could say good night on the West Coast.
Yep.
It's early for us on the West Coast, but y'all have a good night. And on the East Coast, some of y'all are already in bed. So if y'all are up on the East Coast, y'all have, I can't say have a good night because it's over. It's morning time there. So have a good morning, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. And you all stay safe and all that good shit.
Enjoy your Jack, Christina.
I will. I'll even drink one for you and everybody else that's been listening tonight. So I'll drink one for them too.
Hey, sounds good. Take
All right.
as many shots as you want.
Bye.
Shots. Yeah. All right, so anyone gonna join, or shall I end the stream off that note? I'm not going to bed for like 2 more hours, at least. Got like 2 more hours. Peace out, Andrea and Amber and Katie and Misfits. And if anyone wants to join, you're welcome to. If not, I'm gonna end the broadcast. I'll give you guys 30 seconds. Good night, people. Yeah, that was a bit late, Diana. Or Deanna Drager. Yeah, you'll just have to rewatch the stream. A lot of topics covered. Have a good night, guys. Peace out.